The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
Okay, what's up, guys? What's up? AWA here. Air Order, welcome to Specialist Talk Pop tonight on this Wednesday, Valentine's Day, for 2 more hours where I am. Yes, we're going to talk about the big news of the day in the world of entertainment. Fantastic Four casting has been announced. And that's what we're going to talk about on this stream. The Specialist Talk Pop. Not an episode. This is not an actual episode. So it's not an episodic episode. It's just a Specialist Talk Pop. Obviously, I would have done this earlier, but I went to see a movie today, which I'm going to talk about in a minute before we get into the news. Very briefly, we'll talk about about the movie. And yeah, you have a good idea which movie I saw, and I'll talk about it. That was all you need. Okay. So make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below, and yeah. Hey TW, what's up? So okay. Before we get into this, I want to have a little fun. Because I did see Madam Reb. Today. Yeah, I'm gonna make a review on it on my main channel tomorrow, but the movie is not good. I just say it out loud. It is not good. Actually, I think it's worse than Morbius. I really do think it's worse than Morbius. Some people say it's worse than Morbius, and some people it's a little better than Morbius. To me, it's worse than Morbius. Both Grace Randolph hated it. That tells you something. And this is Cappy. I just saw the movie, and before we get to the Fantastic Four news, we're just gonna get what Cappy has to say briefly about it. Or maybe I'll just wait for some people to come on. Maybe talk about it. But yeah, Madam Web is bad. It's really, really bad. I'll just my recommendation, don't really see the movie, please. It's okay. The characters are really unappealing. Everything is unappealing about the whole movie. The villain is, I said in a tweet, I think this villain might be the worst comic book movie villain. And maybe TV villain. No, not TV villain, there's too many of them. But comic book movie of all time. As including all the past DC movies, all the past Marvel movies, I guess maybe even all the past non-DC Marvel movies. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's a really, really bad villain. You're all free to join me. All free to join. Okay. Now, it's really bad. And I'm going to let you see how John Campia feels about it. This is Campia. I already know how he feels about it. And tomorrow I'm going to dissect. On my other channel, we're going to go over the dissect, but it's not going to be about Madam Web. It's going to be about Deadpool and Wolverine and Fantastic Four. Go over Grace Randolph and John Campia's reactions to that for Deadpool and Wolverine in that. But I'm going to plan to make 2 or 3 videos. Madam Web's non-spoiler review video over the next. I think I'm going to make that for Friday. I'm going to make 2 videos tomorrow. Grace Randolph hates Madam Web and a Fantastic Four video. An overall video after this. Let's talk pop. Yeah, I'm talking about a discussion today, but I'm also going to make a separate video on the Fantastic Four. And yeah, and then so 2 videos tomorrow, 1 stream tomorrow night, and a video on Friday. And then we'll get back to regular schedule streaming on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday will be another Let's Talk Pop, and Sunday will be another Dissect stream. So once again, tomorrow it's gonna be 2 videos, 1 stream. Madam Rebelated video from Grace Randolph reacting to that. I know how she is. I know how she feels about it. It's only about 12 minutes long, her video. And I'll make a separate video on the Fantastic Four news. Blind, come in, please, if you want. Fantastic Four casting news. I like the casting. I like the casting. It's over. That's not what you're saying in the messages. I like the casting. And then tomorrow night we're gonna talk about. Look at the news. Where? And then I'm gonna talk about Deadpool, Wolverine, and Fantastic Four stuff with on the Dissect tomorrow, 10 o'clock. It's over. And then I'm gonna make my spoiler review from Adam Reb Friday. It's non-spoiler review. I don't even know I'm gonna do a spoiler review stream. Honestly, I don't know. It's really that bad. What did I lie about? Show me. I can't find it. Oh, the views? So it did not really set the record for breaking the record? Oh, yeah, I see it now. Yeah, they inflated it. Yeah. I see it. Okay, I see it now. Yeah. He's right. Blind is right. Wow. And I'm itchy as hell. Hey, Blind, if you want to come in, I sent you a link. I haven't started a stream yet. So, I haven't started a topic yet. Blind, if... Okay. This is not Fantastic Four here. This is Madam Reb. This is an advertisement.
Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150.
Oh, here's T.W. McKay.
Did I just drop into a Ford commercial?
Yeah, I don't have YouTube Premium.
No, I didn't know you were pulling something up. I don't know what happened.
This is John Campion's reaction to see Madam Reb. I saw the movie today, TW. It is not good. And people are mixed on if this is better than Morbius or if it's worse than Morbius. I'm decided it's worse than Morbius.
Well, I have not seen either. So
I don't recommend you seeing this movie, honestly.
I'll see it. I'll see it at some point.
Just wait till it comes out. Wait, it's not really that good. It's misleading. I'll tell you what. It's misleading. Okay, the girls don't even get the costumes. The girls in the costumes, they're not. This is not spoilers, but you see them in the trailer. The girls, the three teenager girls, right? They're in a costume, but they're seen in the future in the costumes. That's it. They're not really in the costume at the present time. That's it.
Well, yeah. So okay. Well, whenever you get to your spoiler review, I can't wait to hear about that part.
They're not even in the costume. They're not even in the costume for 5 minutes, man. They're like 2 minutes in the costumes. It's not even the fight scenes either.
If I break into just humming the Beatles to myself at some point, I apologize. I've been humming it all day since Pedro Pascal posted his version of the Fantastic Four news.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about
that was just chef's kiss, just mwah.
I'm gonna talk about Pedro Pascal and the detractors, the people that are against it, or don't see him as Reed Richards. I'm gonna talk about that because I'm for that. Personally, I'm for that, and John Campion did bring up a good point about that. The one on this video when reacting to the news. I might go over that tomorrow on my other channel, but I'm gonna show you what Campion's reaction to Madam Reb is.
tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Hey guys, John here. I just got out of seeing Madam Web. Now, look, there have been a lot of bad reviews, and I get it. But you know what?
I'm not going to
This
pause
movie's
this
a lot better than people are giving it credit for. It's got solid action, good dialogue. The characters are great. Wait, you're not believing anything I'm saying, are you? This movie fucking sucks. Oh my god, it's so bad. Right from the opening, like the opening thing, the dialogue is some of the worst I've ever heard in my life. The only good thing I will say about this movie is that I'm hearing some people saying that Morbius was better.
Morbius
I
was
disagree.
better.
I will say that I think it's a little bit better than Morbius. There are a few jokes that were kind of funny. There's one or two kind of emotional scenes that weren't bad, but like seriously, some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard in my life. It is so. And then at the end, as she's doing her little monologue,
Yeah, this
I
is
know that my girls will be awesome because you will show that you are stronger than this. And it's like I wanted to gouge out my ears. This movie truly horrendously sucks. Don't go to see it. We'll talk about it more. Ray's just laughing at me. We'll talk about more on the John Cable Show tomorrow. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Pretty much from the beginning to the end, it sucks. He's right.
I'm not sure if you saw this. I want to find something. Just keep talking, and I'll find what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Just give me a sec.
I'll just say this. This is not my review on this. I'm going to do a review. I'll just say this about the actresses, the specific actress, Sydney Sweeney, right? Getting a lot of roles, getting praise in some of that comedy movie she did a couple months ago, right? It's doing very well for a comedy movie, right? Still making bucks. Still in theaters, actually. This movie, she did not want to be in it. I could tell you, she did not want to be in this movie. Okay? You could tell she did not want to be in this movie. Dakota Johnson, I don't even know, like, you could tell she did not really want to be in this movie. She was always angry in this movie. She did not, and when there were scenes where where you're supposed to get emotional, feel for her, she couldn't do it. She couldn't act because I don't think she felt that in the scenes. Like I think she kind of coasts in some of the. It looked like she coast, like didn't give a damn. Like you know how like Jennifer Lawrence got tired of being Mystique and kind of coast as Mystique, Raven Mystique, right in the X-Men movies. But in this, at least you tried the first couple movies. And this, it looks like Dakota Johnson didn't even at the start to the end didn't even want to try. And I'll tell you, I'm not exaggerating about the villain being one of the worst villain, possibly the worst villain in the comic book movies ever. Okay. I'm not exaggerating there. Okay, I'm not. Like seriously, I'm not. And this villain is so bad.
So I sent an old Instagram post in the private chat. If you want to bring it up, if you want to bring it up for a bit of a sad laugh, that this was brought to my attention.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Was it? Yeah. So for those who might not be familiar with what I'm talking about, when Sydney Sweeney announced that she was going to be in the movie, there is. If you look at the tags on that post, you will see that she tagged Marvel Studios.
She thought it was MCU.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, oh no.
I don't know if her agent gave her the wrong. I don't know if that's her agent.
I don't know, but
telling it, no, this is Sony, not Marvel Studios. She probably obviously they figured it out later, but like, really, I mean, but man, the worst thing is there's setting. It seems like at the ending you're setting up a sequel. This is not getting a sequel, and this movie. It seems at the ending, it makes it sound like the girls are going to be the protectors of New York City. I'm like, oh god, they're not going to. There's no wonder there's no Spider-Man in the universe.
It's 2003.
Yeah,
which
true.
There is so much that confuses me about that movie. The fact that it's set to, it's in its own universe.
It's
It's in its own universe that isn't Toby's or Tom's or Andrew's, and it's
not
also
even
set in the year.
Venom's.
And it's also set in the year 2003.
It's not even Venom or Morbius, whatever Venom or Morbius's universe. Not even that. Oh, do you like
what?
the? See, not Degrassi didn't even like it, and he had a chance to see it for free.
The what? Hang on a second. AI ADR. Please, dear God, no.
And yes, Degrassi, I found the video of Ethan Van Scier saying the character of Hunter Zolomon was created out of spite because of him. I found that video. I'm going to show you very quick. TW blinded Degrassi. This is what EVS said about the character of Hunter Zolomon, who became the second Reverse Flash Professor Zoom. But back then it was Professor Zoom, wasn't Reverse Flash. But the second Professor Zoom, right?
Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom. Yeah. So I'm gonna find it. Be right back. It's not on this screen. Let me go.
No, I'm just laughing at Degrassi's thing about AI ADR has a VFX element that isn't quite screen ready yet.
I'm telling you, like Sydney Sweeney did not want to be in that film. She looked. I don't know if she looked. I don't know if it's a character or it's her. She looked uncomfortable playing her character, and she's not even called Julia Carpenter. I'm telling you, that's not her last name in the film. It's not Julia Carpenter. It's Julia. It's supposed to be based on Julia Carpenter, but she has a different last name. But here's Ethan Van.
I'm just so confused.
Yeah. Here's EVS. Oh, hey, Blinded. I'm sorry I'm starting a shit on Random Rap because it's really that bad, Blinded. I
might go see it this weekend.
Oh, well.
To see how bad it is. To truly experience how bad this movie is.
Dude, just to save yourself a couple of bucks.
It's like $5 at the movies now.
What? Go see it. Go see it on Tuesday. Go see it on Tuesday. We still got
No,
Tuesdays.
at Cineplex the entire month it's $5.
Oh yeah, so it goes
for everything or just Madam Web?
No, for everything. It's crazy.
Why am I still at home?
Yeah, I don't know.
I say this with no disrespect to the fine folks on the stream here with me. It's just I just didn't know that it was $5.
Also, I have points too, so.
No, it's strange. There you go. There was more people in this theater, the theater I went to, at 1:00 p.m. on the Valentine's Day. All right, it's still a regular work day, right? Even though it's Valentine's, it's still a regular work day. More people than when I went to see Aquaman in the afternoon during the holidays.
But it's also Valentine's Day too.
Yeah.
So that's probably also why.
And I told people like at the ending, there's no post-credit scenes. There's no mid-credit post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
This film was like John Campea is right. This film was bad. It's worse than Morbius. Campea is wrong there. It's worse than Morbius.
I haven't seen Morbius, but I guess after this movie I'm gonna have to watch Morbius.
Morbius is bad, but there you can find some funny stuff in Morbius. Like
we'll see.
Yet very TW, you seen Morbius?
No.
Okay. George, if George comes on, you could find some little funny stuff in Morbius. You could find some stuff in Morbius that you could find little funny. Okay? Like Morbin Time, even though it's a joke, we could find that funny. Or the dancing meme of Matt Smith's character, right?
Right.
Milo. We could find stuff. This movie had nothing of that. Okay, if you laughed at this movie, you laughed at how bad this stuff was. Like, there's laughter where you laugh like it's a good joke or something funny, and there's a laugh where you laugh at something that's bad. But this is laughing at something that's bad. Okay, if you did laugh.
No.
Okay, but yeah, this Blind. This is the video where Ethan claimed Hunter Zolomon was created out of spite.
Okay, this is 2007.
Yeah, 2007. Yeah.
Infancy of YouTube. Yeah. This is how I made friends. We are here with continuing coverage of MegaCon 2007. And my next guest.
After this, we'll get to the Fantastic Four news. because that's what we're going to be here for.
Is Mr. Ethan Van Sciver. How you doing today, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. My name is Luke.
Hi, Luke. Okay, Luke.
Yeah, see, there it is.
Excellent.
Yes. So what pushed you into the comic book field?
Wow, what a question. No, I always wanted to do comics because I read comics as a little kid, and it just seemed like the right thing to do. Pushed me into it. I guess I had a caricature stand at the mall, and I was drawing caricatures for people all the time, and then eventually it folded, and just went right into comics.
That's great.
Answer. Worst interview I've ever done.
No, it's okay. You're fine. Well, you see, we're getting stuff that nobody else knows. That's completely fine.
It's my fault. I'm like sitting there doing an interview, and I sound like all right. That's my
Bruh,
wife.
he seems like the safe person.
Nice to meet.
Well, that's his wife or ex-wife.
Oh, that's his ex-wife. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
kind of
bad, huh?
surprised, but
Oh, yeah, he was in 2007. Not bad. He got definitely a catch there.
So
well, I'm not surprised. I mean, he's kind of. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
was
saying.
still
He
working
hasn't
for-
really changed.
like was still working for DC. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean? Like, as in
Later
I
on.
need to hear what is said here about the spite thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
because I'm
actually,
confused too.
it's actually a little bit later.
Meet you.
How are you?
It's great. It's excellent.
Ridiculous. All right, so did the interview.
Okay. All right. Great. So, what was your first published work?
Cyberfrog #1 by Hall of Heroes, the most reputable independent comic book publisher in Elkhart, Indiana. I recommend them.
Excellent. And what do you currently read? Like, just either books or comics or whatever.
Do you want to answer this one?
No.
That you did some Gumby comics. Is that true?
No. I never did Gumby comics. I actually did Gumby neckties.
Gumby neckties. How does that work?
Through a phase where I was designing
Gumby
neckties at the mall. This is my brother. He witnessed it, I think. That's my brother Noah.
What's your name? Noah.
Because that's interesting. Yeah, like I used to draw Gumby on that was funny. So they sold very well.
Wow, Gumby on a cross sold very well in New Jersey. That's great, especially on a necktie. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're currently working on Green Lantern still, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, right now.
After
And
this,
what are your
after
plans
this.
after Green Lantern? Are you planning to stay on there for a little while?
Well, me and Jeff are going to do something else after Green Lantern, but I can't really say what it is.
After this, he talks about Hunter's
That's
Element.
completely fine.
Related.
It's what?
Bat related.
You heard it here first, folks. It's a bat-related project between Ethan Van Sciver and Jeff Johns. Be on the lookout for it. Well, Ethan, one more question. Now, I heard that Jeff also created a villain on the Blade TV series with your last name. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is.
What do you think about that?
Well, listen, I don't want to say anything because it's between our lawyers at this point, and I sue
Here
him
we
and
go.
he sues me, and we know we love each other, you know.
Well, good.
Yeah, our friendship goes on.
Oh yeah, friends love suing each other, huh?
He says he's still friends with Jeff Johns though.
It seems like he's being funny. Like he's not like he never actually sued Johns or anything like that. It's
No,
just him
yeah, I
just being
don't-
a pods.
I
Like,
No,
Ghost-
yeah, I don't.
I never knew
yeah.
there was a Blade TV series.
I knew there was
Yeah,
one.
there
It's
was.
just it was animated, I think, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
I don't know.
Animated.
Yeah,
well,
he's
that I
talking here,
don't
this
know.
part. But it's not
Let me check, because now I'm like doubting myself.
okay.
I
And
mean,
we
there
speak
was the
basically
anime, but I don't think this is the anime.
for our
No,
lawyers
the
at this
TV
point.
show. Yeah, yeah.
But you know, he named
2006.
Here we go. This is the Hunter Solomon stuff.
Hunter Zolman, the Reverse Flash after my son Hunter Zolman Van Sciver. So he's got a history of naming horrific murderous villains after my family, and I want it to stop
Bruh.
Well, it sounds like a very serious problem. I hope that you can resolve this very soon.
right now. I'm so angry about it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And are you going to go see the Ghost Rider film?
You want to take me? You want to go?
Yeah, I'll take
Okay.
you.
That's what he's, that's do you think he was joking about that?
Of course I do.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. He hasn't really changed. He's still very, like, sly, sarcastic.
Okay.
I mean, literally, you know, exactly. It's just it's kayfabe, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
don't.
why. I don't know why.
That wasn't serious at all.
I don't know why a comic book creator would be playing kayfabe. They're not wrestlers. They're not actors. They're not characters.
I think that's just his personality, though.
Oh,
Because I mean, he acts like this on stream right now.
yeah.
How many years later? Like 16 years later,
Oh, he
he's
hasn't
still
changed
acting
at
the same.
all. He
Yeah.
acts. I know, obviously, he just looks younger, right?
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, that's pretty much.
I think that's a good way to describe it, Degrassi.
Oh yeah,
Personality hasn't changed. His attitude
the
has.
stuff he says the stuff he says now.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you could tell he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, but yeah, he's still kind of the same person.
All right. Let's get to the actual main topic. This has been half an hour
Give me 2
almost.
seconds, because this is 07. He said that. I just want to look up something real quick, which was
Okay.
07. Where was it?
So
You're talking about
Marvel's-
the Blade Show or something else?
No. Like when he talked about this interview is being done in 07.
Right.
You
and
really
I'm like,
think he's
deeply
deeply
closeted.
closeted? He could
I'm
be.
looking
I mean,
I'm looking for the project that he said was very batty.
a lot of people that are
Oh,
seem,
right,
a
okay.
lot of people that seem homophobic tend to be in the closet, right?
Maybe
But-
I mean, I don't really have any sort of evidence.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to project in either direction.
Oh, you don't see
Yeah.
it.
Oh, he did a couple of 52 backups, so it could have been that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. All right. He did. Okay. I know he helped create like the Green Lanterns and the character he helped create the Jessica Cruz character. I don't know if he didn't write Jessica Cruz, but he was on the comic books that Jessica Cruz got introduced in that people loved. Like
When was Jessica Cruz introduced? Was that like
2010, 2011, maybe?
really? Damn.
Yeah.
Give me a second, I can tell you.
I thought it was like 13 or
Justice
14.
League 31, August of 2014.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
2014. Yeah.
That was her first. Her first full appearance. Her first cover.
Created by
appearance.
Ethan Van. Yeah,
Yeah,
EVS
Johns-
created her. helped
Johns and
create her.
Van Sciver.
Yeah, and Jeff
Right.
Johns. Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy who also helped create. What was it Dust? Was that her name? The X-Men character.
Oh, I don't. I never.
Hmm.
Heard. So I'm just drinking water. It was. No, it's. Let's get the news of the day. So, Marvel Studios really had to really one up Madam Web, huh? Really, they had to one up Madam Web today, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to
I
drop.
completely forgot
And
this movie.
mates-
I completely forgot the movie came out today.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't.
I thought it. Well, it's a Wednesday.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
no, but
Valentine's
when?
And
Day.
this movie had nothing to do with Valentine's.
And
Day.
isn't
There's
it a
nothing- no
holiday
romance
this
in the
weekend
film.
too?
Well, here, but like
Yeah, and the States too.
Yeah,
Is
you
it?
got both holidays. Yeah, in the States,
Yeah.
yes.
February
But this
19th.
movie had nothing to do with Valentine's Day. There's no romance in this movie. Like there's no love interest of Madame Web. Nothing.
I mean,
Nothing.
but there is hot women in it, so
No.
if you're lonely on Valentine's Day, I guess.
Don't
No,
be that,
no,
don't
no.
Be that
Were
one,
you expecting
don't be-
City Sweet to be
don't-
hot in this film?
Don't be that one. Don't
She-
be that one idiot.
She did not want.
Did
she
you-
looked like- She looked like
did
she
you
didn't
see a
want to act in
headline?
the film. Okay. She didn't want to be
Yes,
in the
I did.
film.
Oh, you did?
None of them
Okay,
did.
yeah.
She thought she could be the Marvel Studios. No, blinded. She
That's
thought
what
she
I
could
was
be the Marvel-
thinking.
She thought she could be the Marvel Studios film.
Yeah, she's been. There's a clip of her trying to name the Spider-Man movies, and I know some of these
Oh,
actors.
it's President's Day in the States. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
George is
S-
only he's full of
yeah,
Canadian.
he's the only American. Nah.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna join Canada after this November, so
Oh no,
man. Oh,
You know,
first I'd
it
like to
hasn't
say-
even begun yet.
First, I'd
make
like
some
to
room
say-
for me. I'm gonna become a Canadian citizen.
First, I'd like to say
Oh,
I think
boy.
sports should not have parades anymore. Okay, because what happened in Kansas City was tragic. It's also happened in Toronto in 2019. Something
Yeah,
like
I got-
this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. No, okay. No more parades. No more parades. Because what?
After that one in Toronto, I don't go to these like big events anymore
No.
because that one
The
was
only-
scary.
The only time I will actually go to one is if if the Leafs win the cup or the Jays win the series, I'll
You're
go.
dreaming that the Leafs with the cup.
Like
You know-
I know it's
You know we got 2 million people to come to the Raptors parade, right? Like 2
Bruh.
million. Do you know how much the Leafs
Here's
would
the
get?
thing. Here's
A
the
lot
thing.
more than that.
I would not be surprised to see if this happens. We're going to take a sample of my DNA. We're going to digitize the genome, and we're going to digitize it so that all of the code comes out in binary. And when translated from binary to English, you will see stitched into my DNA is the phrase, "This is our year."
We say that every year. You know,
Yes, we do. That's
Mm-mm.
why
it's like, we're like Cowboy fans, right? We say this every say the exact same thing. We're Cowboy fans to feel the exact same way. TW. They think every
Heck,
year.
the
is their year.
Cowboys have won outside of the Raptors. Like if we're looking at baseball, the Texas Rangers have won a
World Series, yeah.
won a World Series more recently than we have. They've been to a deeper round of the playoffs more recently than we
We haven't won a playoff round since 2016. A game since 2016.
I will never forget being at work before I completely derail this conversation. I will never forget
Mhm.
being at work during game 3 of the wild card series against Seattle, where we were up 8-1, or was it 8-2? And we oh no, it was game 2. Sorry, yeah, we were up 8-1 and lost the game 9-8. I almost had a meltdown at work.
It was like a leaf. It was like it was almost equivalent. Even it was like almost equivalent to.
It's worse.
There's a 4-1 Leaf game. Oh, I like that. That brings back memories, man. 4-1 Leaf, glowing that 4.
I'm getting chills as you're just talking about it. No, I don't want in a bad way.
ITW. I don't have faith this year in this Leaf team.
I don't either. But hey, who knows?
Now they're
Anyways.
all the players are sick now. The top 3 scorers are sick now. Nylander, Marner, and Tavares are sick.
So Bobby McMahon winds up coming out and scoring a hat trick.
It's so weird, right? Their best skilled players. Before we get to Vanessa, their best skilled players are out, and they play their best game of the season. I'm like, and their cleanest game. I'm like, why can't you do this with your best players? Like, do you lack concentration with your best players? You just rely on their skill to win you games? I mean, no, skill and hard work wins you games.
And it came from a fourth liner. Speaking of four, by the way. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I don't want to get us copyrighted.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I know. I just know. I know one person who likes Madam Rab.
Who?
I'm not gonna name. Degrassi. No.
Scoops.
No.
Who? I'm
don't say
curious.
his name. Don't say his name. Don't say his name.
Doggy dog.
You won't be surprised.
Put in the private chat.
You won't be surprised. He won't be surprised.
Oh, I have a feeling who it is now. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say like I can see Soup simping just for the women.
Okay, he's a second person. Because the person he replied to liked it, so he quote me to that person. So he's a second person.
Either way. Now on to a movie that, Lord willing, will be a good superhero movie.
I'm praying. I'm praying for
I know.
this.
Listen. I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say right here, right now. If this movie's bad, the MCU, it like there's no hope for it.
Okay.
The movie
I will say it's definitely cooked.
We get a discussion. I have to let's go around the news on who's gonna play who and who.
Let's pull up the image so we could have some fun.
I have Fantastic Four, Valentine's Day, obviously. This is the image Marvel used, and you can see the actors besides.
It was fantastic, and this is also feeding into my personal belief, and I have yet to be completely dissuaded from this opinion. Although I am kind of stocking up on Reynolds rap just in case. Is that this movie is going to be a period piece set in the 60s?
60s, yes.
Yeah.
They better have.
I honestly think that one random line from Strange in Multiverse of Madness is going to
people are going to be pissed at me.
The musical group and the actual this Fantastic Four.
There better be hippies in this film.
Right. Well, did you see? I mean, did you look at the
in
poster?
The 60s, there better be hippies. Yes.
Yeah.
In the poster, he has the what is it? Is it a Time magazine of?
Yeah.
Life magazine.
Time travel.
Life magazine. Sorry.
I think it's time travel because they're like we don't know what the film story is.
Well, I don't think it's time travel. I think it's multiverse. some
multiverse is possible.
I
yeah,
don't think
because
it's going to be either because
Well, we
it's
don't
gonna-
know with Marvel. Multiverse time travel, they get
well
disorganized and
because
stuff.
the rumor was that they are from another universe, and that's why the Fantastic Four doesn't
Okay.
exist in the MCU, and so
Well,
at the ending of the movie, they're now in the
okay.
the
So let's
actual
get to
MCU
let's
timeline.
get to announcing the cast. Okay. So we're gonna
Yes.
go briefly. And we're gonna go with obviously we're gonna go with Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, and this is a controversial take for scoring to some people. We're gonna talk
Yeah.
about that.
Someone brought up what My Time to Shine's like Fantastic Four casting from last year. Completely off.
Yeah,
Complete
I
bullshit.
love it when grifters get exposed.
Hang on,
Vanessa Kirby.
where's my usual clown emoji, ice cream emoji?
Vanessa Kirby is the Invisible Woman. Sue Storm. Ebon.
Ebon Moss-Bachrach.
Actually,
I can never say his name.
Actually, his Jewish. It's actually Cha. The CH is Cha.
Okay.
If he's Jewish, right? CH.
Yes, he is Jewish.
So when there's a CH in Judaism, it's always Cha.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, and people are gonna botch that last name. It's gonna happen because
because I can. Yeah.
Yes.
And
It's like
finally,
Baruch.
Joesph Quinn, who was my favorite character from season 4 of Stranger Things.
Yeah,
is
definitely.
Tony Stark.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I wish he was stayed alive. Oh, but he's gonna be a gladiator.
Same, yeah.
He's gonna be a gladiator. So we'll see how he does in the.
Is he?
Yeah, gladiator too. Yeah, he's a gladiator.
Really?
If Degrassi yes, he is. If Degrassi knows
Oh.
this, I'd love to know. If there's a wedding scene in this movie, is
might
at
be
least
married.
one is at least one person who attended the wedding in the comics going to be there? Because I'd
might
love
be.
that.
Mhm.
As for those unfamiliar, the reason why I thought it was so funny, the reason why I thought it was so funny that that Pedro Pascal on his version of that post used "All You Need Is Love" by the Beatles. For those that are not familiar with the original issue of the Fantastic Four, when they get married, the Beatles attend the wedding.
Right.
Like that's how old it is. But it's cool, and I'm like, I'd love to see. Could I just see Paul McCartney in an MCU movie?
Yes. So yeah.
If
they have
that
kids in the film.
sounds very possible to happen.
If they have kids in the film, I wouldn't be surprised if married. We don't need like another origin story. So let's go over the casting. Now let's go over Pedro Pascal. There's a lot of people feel, in my opinion, I'll go with my opinion first and I'll get your opinions, guys. A lot of people feel Pedro Pascal doesn't fit the role of Reed Richards. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, he's older. He's an older guy. He's almost 50. I think he's 46, 47, almost 50. Okay.
Right.
That's true. But the thing is, that's not what's my problem. It's my I don't see a problem with that. Is that they don't? I think some people just don't see him because one. Now this might be kind of controversial from some people because some people are going to bring this up. He's not white.
I know someone is going to bring it up. I don't know who, but they'll bring it up.
I haven't seen people bring up the fact that he isn't white, but
yeah, there's going to be people. You know those people. There's going to be some people, and we know some of them. And he's from Chile, and he's obviously is Chile Spanish, a former Spanish.
Yeah.
So he has an accent, but if you watch Last of Us, he could pull off an American accent.
He was born in Chile.
Yeah,
but he was raised in the States.
Yeah, he doesn't really have an accent.
No, because he was raised in the States.
But maybe people
he was
think,
I think 2 or something when he came over.
Yeah, so he's probably I have being honest, he doesn't have an accent.
He was 9 months old.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
he doesn't. I mean, he's done so many different roles where it's like I never got the impression he had an accent.
I think he could pull off Reed Richards because he's a great actor. He's very versatile.
Yes,
he could be funny. Actor. He could be funny. He could be serious. He could be, he has
I
range.
can't really see him. This is the only thing, like the knock against it. Even though I am a fan of the casting, he doesn't really have Reed Richards vibes. Like Reed Richards is very serious, and sometimes I think he is a little too serious. And Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same with Joel. Like Joel is a very serious person, but more kind of like emotional and angry. While I always picture Reed as being
It's more
very
like a
stoic
sign,
and kind of
more like a science.
emotionless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
more like
sometimes he comes
more into a
across
science,
emotionless.
right? There's science
Yeah,
people like that. Yeah, they're more about, right? Yeah,
right. Yeah.
it's kind of like, oh, not. It's kind of like Batman to a degree.
Oh, this is gonna get
I think
fun.
he just sometimes like Reed always comes across like he's
Hmm.
disattached from things, especially the rest of the family, where he's
Yeah,
so like in his head, and so he kind of that's the only knock against
and
the
it blinds his
casting.
ignorance. It blinds his ignorance. Like,
Yeah, he
I,
doesn't
I
he
think
doesn't come across like that at all. Just looking at him, Pedro Pascal at least.
but I think he'll nail it. Like, I don't have any doubts that he can play the wolf because he's a great actor. It's
Yeah,
like, uh, look, he's not going to win any
I'm
awards for that for Fantastic Four, right? He's not going to get Emmy or Oscar nominations for playing Reed
not with
Richards. Just
that
come on.
attitude, Mister.
No, but it's Marvel, man. Nobody gets you get barely nominated for anything Marvel, unless it's like the MTV Awards.
Who really cares about those after Twilight
Yeah,
won those?
yeah.
I mean, seriously, that they became illegitimate the minute Twilight won over The Dark Knight and Iron Man.
And I
I
do like Vanessa Kirby. I think Vanessa Kirby
I
over
do
the
too.
years
yeah.
has proved herself. Obviously, she was known on The Crown, right? She played on The Crown.
She was great on The Crown. She was
yeah.
fantastic on that.
Hobbs Shaw from the Fast and Furious spinoff.
Yeah, Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. I haven't seen Napoleon, but
Degrassi.
well,
This
he's
FF,
right. He's
this
right.
FF movie is all about
Family. He's
Bruh.
right though. I think she could play a great Sue Storm because I think she could play the attitude of Sue Storm. Like, Sue Storm is not afraid to call out Reed on his shit at
Right.
times, right? Right? He's not afraid. She's always like this. She's a very strong woman, right? Like, not in terms of strength or anything like that, but in terms of a person, right? She's always like the mother of the family, right? Like,
yeah.
right? She's always been like that.
I'm
Name more
so
likes, yeah.
I'm so excited just generally about this. There's a lot of like I'm nervous, like cautiously optimistic because it just I haven't this is the first time I've been really crazy hyped about a Fantastic Four movie since like the first one.
I love the first one. First
I
one,
love
people don't
the
give
first one.
people don't give enough credit. First one was a good movie.
It's a guilty pleasure. It's enjoyable, but it's really not that good. It's enjoyable though. Like, here's the thing. No, the 2015 film is the most disappointing thing because you got a good cast in there, and you just wasted it. And by the way, Josh Trank, like, I like Chronicles, so I was very disappointed in the job Josh Trank did.
From all accounts, it seems to me like it wasn't entirely his fault.
That's what he said. Was the studio
For who? Say that again.
Josh
Trank.
Who's Frank's? Josh Frank.
Oh, Josh Trank. Yeah,
Right.
I don't know about that. I've been looking into it, and I don't. To be honest, I think it was just a mismatch. I mean, he doesn't. All his ideas and stuff.
I remember
doesn't fit the Fantastic Four.
I know it was a solid cast, but I remember, people were criticizing, like, people were against Pedro Pascal. I remember Miles Teller.
Yeah.
People were not for Miles.
Well,
Teller.
that one you could excuse because people just assumed this was going to be like the ultimate Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I actually was hopeful about like Miles Teller. I mean, this was like a year after Whiplash came out.
Yeah.
And look how successful he's been around, but look how successful he's been after that. Right?
Hey man, you can't stop the rooster.
He was best known, like, he was known for a little bit, but he was best known for being in a Divergent.
Someone
the asshole in Divergent, the jerk in Divergent, right? They were supposed to have a fourth Divergent movie, but they canceled that.
They canceled it. Yeah.
But like I said, man, he's doing well. I mean, he just did Top Gun Maverick, and like I said, man, you can't stop the rooster.
Yeah, nobody really got hurt from being in that movie. On like Miles Teller's doing well. Kate Mara's doing fine.
Well, actually, you know what? Speaking of Miles Teller, because this is also, I guess, another knock on Pedro Pascal. I don't know if the MCU will do this. It's possible they don't,
Anthony?
but can you really see Pedro Pascal as the Maker? I can't really see it
I don't know. That's a good question.
Who?
as the
Miles Teller?
Maker.
I'm
No,
intrigued.
Pedro Pascal as the Maker. If they ever do
Well,
that,
I don't know. Like someone had I saw someone suggest online was to have Miles Teller, if they decide to bring the Maker in,
yeah, I've
to
seen
have
that.
him be
Yeah.
an alternate universe version of him. I'm like, that's a fascinating concept.
You would think the Maker would sort of be involved with this multiverse saga stuff, but
I still think they're doing Kang, man. They're going to continue.
I still
Kang.
can't get over the fact that Tim Blake Nelson has now played two different Marvel movies, two different Marvel villains.
Which two? Leader and who?
In Fantastic, he
Mole
plays
Man.
Dr. Allen, who is basically supposed to be Mole Man.
Bring back Mole Man.
And I'm like, give me that. Just inject
Yeah, can we
it
have
into my
classic
veins.
Mole Man maybe show up in this movie?
See, this is the thing.
If
If people,
they other villains besides Doctor Doom, we've seen
if
Doctor
people-
Doom done so many times already. Save Doom for later.
oh,
Well, you know, realistically, they should have saved Kang
you know what?
for
You know what?
Fantastic
You know
Four.
what? You know what? Yeah, but you know what? Doctor Doom should be established. If they're going, if they're in
Rama
their
Tut
universe,
would be interesting.
you know what they should do?
Yeah,
You know what?
that's
you
what
know
they
this-
should have done.
If the Fantastic Four takes place in a different universe, I would assume Doctor Doom
I
is.
don't want that though.
I
do
would just
not
assume
want
Doctor
that.
Doom is in that universe. Maybe Doctor Doom is somehow goes to the main MCU universe where we're used to, and the Fantastic Four eventually have to follow him. Because Doctor Doom, he wants to be all powerful, right? He wants to be basically a god, right? And he has to find a way or whatever. Because
I really think Doctor Doom is going to be in the MCU timeline if they are from a different
I don't know.
universe.
I just think is Doctor Doom has a rivalry with Richards. It's like, right? He has a personal rivalry with Mr. Fantastic. I like to see that.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Doctor Doom is like
If it is, I'm hoping that
tangentially
they,
related to Fantastic
if it
Four.
is, I'm hoping that they finally settle on a. Because I've said this before and I'll say it again. I've said this before and I'll say it again. For the love of God, I know Marvel will not listen to some random Canadian dude.
Oh, they've listened to us, Blighted. They have listened to us.
For the love of God, Marvel, if you're listening, recast. Do not retool. Recast. Do not retool. You've already set all this stuff in
Emotion.
Quantumania and Loki, and I'm like, just lean into it. But speaking of Secret Wars, the one thing that interests me, outside of obviously, you've seen the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the Secret Wars comic that's next to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which has Doom on it.
Is that really an Easter egg? We all knew it was happening, though.
No. But the one thing that interests me, I know it's just a kind of a fun thing, but what interested me was what was laying on top of it.
Oh.
What was laying on top of it?
A bottle of the guava soda that was being bottled in Brazil in the Incredible Hulk.
That's
which I'm
I
like,
didn't even notice that.
Which when someone pointed that out, I'm like, back up. Like, what?
They might actually end up.
I have the first issue of Secret Wars from 2015.
Yeah, but it's not. But people don't really talk about the 2006 Wars. They talk the Secret Wars. People.
The
really
2015 one.
Isn't the more famous one? The one with the scrolls.
The more famous
No,
one.
what-
Well, you're
what?
thinking.
That's
no
Secret
Skrulls
Invasion.
and-
Secret
yeah,
Invasion.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secret Wars is the.
There's two different Secret Wars.
Because there's
three. I guess.
Yeah, there's
one.
two.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the actual, like the first one.
Yes, the
Secret
first one is
Wars-
Battle World. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's
That's what
on
they're
Battle
doing.
World, and then you've got what they're probably going to wind up doing is a variation on the 25th. Was it 2015?
They might
15,
combine both.
yes.
They might. They might.
I
Find a
think
way
they're going to combine both because the Battle World stuff.
I think
makes
they will
sense.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was Battle World in the 2015.
Yeah, because that's what the Battle Worlds were was a combination of like the different
George,
universes
what is this?
getting
Dragon Ball Z?
crashed together.
That's what I assume is going to happen.
I
that-
wouldn't be surprised if I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if Hickman was watching and reading Dragon Ball when he made that one.
Oh,
But
man.
DC already
But-
did it too, man. Like DC has done it before them. Even though Blinded hates the Suicide Squad game, they're doing Multiverse of Suicide Squad game too, like right now.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah, but the
I don't
Infinite
want to
Earths,
talk about it, Aaron.
yeah, the Infinite Earths is was a little bit different compared to Secret Wars though. 'Cause
Way
the Secret,
different.
yeah. I mean, it does involve multiple characters and stuff like that, but
It
that's kind
does,
of where
but
the
it does,
similarity
but all
ends.
it was putting everybody in the same spot.
The
You
thing
put
Yeah,
all the major
yeah.
X-Men, the
and DC,
Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man. We're gonna sell some.
Well,
there's
we're
like
gonna
3
sell some.
Supermans.
well, I mean the 2015 one. That's what I meant.
There's like 3 super. You know the anime is Infinite Crisis. That's 3 parts. It's out now.
Yeah.
I think there's like 3 or 4 different Supermans apparently.
Well, there should
yeah,
be because
yeah.
you have
should-
Earth
yeah.
2 Superman, Earth 1 Superman, Ultraman. Like if you guys haven't read the comic, please read it. It's really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the anti-mod are not the most powerful, I guess, multiverse characters. Actually, the Mother is, but Petunia. And eventually the Batman Who Laughs becomes like all powerful and like becomes unbeatable at one point. When Batman Who Laughs becomes the Darkest Knight, that's ridiculous. People got really pissed when it became the Darkest Knight, and basically
In the Scott Snyder stuff, I haven't been following all that
yeah.
stuff.
The Batman Who Laughs is basically Batman, right? Basically Batman.
Yeah, that's a whole
Yeah, the
other.
Joker rise.
That's a
yeah,
whole
that's
other-
totally.
Yeah.
That's
like,
fairly
yeah.
recent, right? Like I can't remember when was that. Was that
Yeah,
2019?
No, it's like
something.
2015, 2016.
No way, no way.
Yeah, it's not that
Are
old.
we gonna feel old?
No. It's gotta be a lot sooner
The
than
first
that.
appearance of the Batman Who Laughs was in 2017.
17, yeah.
Yeah.
So all that stuff.
It's old. I'm like I
Darkest,
feel old, but just not as old.
when was Darkest Night?
Darkest Night when he became the Darkest Knight.
When he became the Darkest Knight was in give me a sec.
2020. No.
He became in Death Metal number 6, which was 2019.
2019, yeah, that's what.
And then he died.
There you go. There you go. Actually, that answers. It's even more recent than that. Issue 6 was. Where are we looking? Issue 6.
It's just that. If you
Oh
remember,
my
like in
gosh.
DC, when they combined the universes, right? When they had the Crisis, all that, they all became one
December
universe, right?
December of 2020.
Oh,
Okay.
I remember
Yeah, because
CW
there's no way
show.
that was 2015.
The CW show when they did the Crisis thing, when they all become one universe eventually in the end, right? Like
Yeah,
Right.
which is exactly what happened to
Yeah.
for those who haven't read the original Crisis on Infinite
Yeah.
Earths,
yeah,
that was how they did it because one of the things was obvious was it was
Continuity.
multiple reasons. It was multiple things. It was continuity. It was the fact of there was a lot of books that weren't selling as well as they wanted
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
It was the fact that at the time DC had formally acquired both the Fawcett and Charlton characters.
Yes,
And so they wanted to bring
yeah.
those into the main continuity properly. And so that's where you get characters like the Question and Captain Atom and
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle and Peacemaker.
Yep.
And which is also obviously what led to Watchmen. That will always blow my mind is the fact that Peacemaker was the influence for the comedian.
Yeah. Because it was supposed to be all the Charlton characters.
Yep.
Could you imagine what like?
I don't need to imagine it. Just go read Pax Americana. If you guys have never read it, one of the multiversity issues that Morrison did was an issue called Pax Americana, which is basically it is Charlton characters in the style of Watchmen.
Huh.
And it's basically
Was
all
that the
of
multiversity?
Yeah,
When was
it
that?
Okay. It was one of the multiversity because Morrison did a series of one shots to start off filling out the rest of the multiverse, and one of them was Pax Americana, which was gross oversimplification. It's like if Alan Moore it's basically the Charlton characters, and in Morrison's own words, quote, if Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons had pitched The Watchmen now, rooted in the contemporary political landscape. So it's international terrorism as opposed to the Cold War.
That's interesting.
Well, if you don't know,
I remember a couple years ago, I was saying, they should put the Charlton characters into piece like the other ones because we had Judo Master. in
Yeah, Judo
Peacemaker.
Master.
Yeah, and I said
like, you got to put like Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. That's the one I want to see. If you're going obscure, go with Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. For those unfamiliar, you know what's funny? I don't even know what the character does. I just know that he was the basis for Ozymandias. That's all I know.
But I was gonna say that that because I said that James Gunn actually liked my tweet, so I'm hoping.
Nice.
I'm hoping that that's in season 2 because I'd actually.
I got a conspiracy. I'm gonna put my conspiracy hat on for a little bit later in the stream. But I guess if Amata is kind of responsible for Apocalypse.
Yeah, and also,
yeah.
I will also have to say, by the way, to answer Degrassi's second reply after that, encouraging people to read Twilight of the Superheroes. There is a recent either omnibus of Alan Moore's work from DC, or it was a collection of something that he did, and it is it includes that pitch. It was in, just give me a sec, I'll find the thing. Because they actually published the whole script of it.
I'm interested to see how Joseph Quinn does. I like him in I did really like him in Stranger Things. I think
here it is. It's called sorry, I didn't interrupt you there. It's called DC Through the 80s, The End of Eras. So basically it's the sort of tail end of like a lot of the pre-crisis books.
Right.
So like it has Alan Moore's Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. It's got a bunch of those final goodbyes, and also includes the complete text of the pitch of Twilight of the Superheroes, which was basically he was going to do what basically became Crisis in his own way, but it was a standalone limited series, but it was going to be like Ragnarok, but for superheroes.
Oh. Damn, that would have been interesting.
Now I'll say this. Can we not right now? Can we not have a better summer 2025 in comic book movies? Like, when was the last time we had a great comic book summer? Like,
I'm getting a Fantastic Four movie and a Superman movie in the same year.
Then 2 months later,
in the same month.
The same month. See, I think it's. I think that's a move of Marvel because they're scared of James Gunn. I don't
know. I think they delayed it because
they delayed it because they delayed it because it's probably having
they haven't started shooting.
No, because they had to deal with the strikes.
But they don't have to.
Well, after the strikes they slated it for May, so this was another delay, right?
Also, Pedro Pascal had to do season.
It was originally slated for May, I think. Before
before it was February.
Yes,
it was February, and then it moved to May after the strikes, and then they moved it again.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're not going to start
moved.
shooting until May, I think. Yeah,
Thunderbolts moved.
So they're trying to give themselves enough time, because remember, that's been Marvel's biggest problem, was that they would only shoot. They're shooting for a year, but it's more like, we start in May and then the next May it releases, which really isn't enough time for a movie.
That's really brief. Because there's another movie that's doing that, and I'm trying to think of what it was.
From Marvel?
Superman,
guys. My opinion.
Superman's starting in March.
Superman starts filming in March. So that means you got to get all of principal photography, pickups, reshoots, and post in a year and a half.
Fantastic Four is going to do the exact same thing.
They're probably not going to do a lot of heavy reshoots, though.
I just hope to God Almighty that
But here's the thing:
that the guys don't get crunched. That the visual effects guys don't get crunched into oblivion.
I know Degrassi might disagree on me. We might agree, disagree. I think Marvel once again is scared of James Gunn.
Well, I don't think they're
Gunn.
scared just yet. I think they're more worried about their own situation right now.
But yeah,
because I mean, look at what just came out, which I'm not surprised, because I was looking at the numbers and I was even on Reddit, and people were like, the numbers for Deadpool are not matching up with what Disney was saying. That I don't understand why they had to lie, essentially, or like inflate the numbers.
I feel like that is an example of I genuinely feel like, as much as I'm gonna like to tweet earlier, I feel like genuinely that feels to me like never attribute to malice that which can be attributed to stupidity. Like they kind of put the numbers together and then realized, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
No, but the thing is, it just like I get what you're saying. I could see that happening, but it doesn't make much sense. Like if you first off, one, what when have they ever done something like that?
Yes.
Like, why would you take the Super Bowl numbers and then add it to the numbers that you counted from all the social media posts?
It does sound. It sounds like they're trying to
Degrassi
make
does
it
have a good
bigger.
point though about the lead time. I was thinking about that.
I don't know, desperation maybe.
Let me see.
It has to be
for Superman.
Just
Yeah,
Superman.
I think me and George maybe say desperation. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. They need this movie to work because look, even
Well,
though
it has a nice headline if you say that, right?
They need to get some hype for this movie. So like that's their way of doing it.
Okay, but this is only just one.
But it's a bad look. It's definitely a bad look for the.
It is a very bad look, and I don't know why they did that. Right? I guess they wanted a headline, because if you go on the main Marvel channel, there's only just one channel, right? Because they're counting multiple channels and different social media sites. If you look at Deadpool and Wolverine, the trailer, it's sitting right now at 19 million. That's pretty low. That's very low in my opinion, because the first Ant-Man trailer, and granted, it's only been, a couple of days, but the first Ant-Man trailer for Quantumania is like 30 million. You would think that Ant-Man would pass that, or Deadpool, I should say, would pass that by now. It should be maybe closer to 40 or 50. And maybe in other trailers it will go up, but something something about this movie, there's something weird going on, because
if you see people are hyped. I think hurt it blinded? The lack of the title is Deadpool and Wolverine. You should have showed Wolverine more.
It's 19 million.
But here's the thing: if you show, second trailer, if they show a lot of Wolverine, and the viewership is not as crazy.
Yeah, I think
it'll be even
I don't
crazier.
Know what to tell you, because
it's
we all knew he's in it.
I really truly believe that this movie. I really believe, because I have a bet on this anyway, I don't think this movie is going to come close to $1 billion. I think it's going to land.
I don't agree.
If it's super successful, it will land similar to the previous movies, because those movies were big movies, right? The first Deadpool was a breakout movie. Yeah, that could have easily made, if we translate from inflation, that first movie would have made $1 billion today.
Because if you're going global, though, consider the fact it's 19 million from Marvel's official YouTube, but you've also got 5 million, just 5 million, just from what's it called? From Marvel's official page for India. You've got 14 million just on the upload that is on Ryan Reynolds' YouTube channel.
Yes.
So and there's a lot. I mean, heck,
that's how they're counting it up. The 200
even the
million,
IGN, even the IGN version is 2.1 million.
Right.
I look at the Marvel Studios as legit.
But go back. That's what I'm saying. Go back, and we will have to see, because the numbers are obviously a bit fudge, and it's only been a couple of days. But if this movie, the way that they portrayed it, they made it sound like this was as big as No Way Home. Am I wrong for saying that? Because that's what for when they were talking about the numbers of, it's the most viewed trailer.
Yes,
right. And they said that it was more viewed than No Way Home.
They want this to be another No Way Home for them. I mean, you got Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine. We already know Pyro is going to be in it. Like, there's probably going to be other characters that are going to be in it.
Yeah, people thought it's Doctor Doom, but
that's Doctor Doom. That's ugliest Doctor Doom ever.
It also helps the fact that it went by so quick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got all this stuff coming in. It's like you got characters that you liked from the previous movies in there. You got a few characters from the original films coming in. It's like, Oh my goodness, it sounds like a No Way Home situation.
Mm-hmm.
Even Doctor, if you go back and you look at Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, the Super Bowl trailer did better than Deadpool.
Yeah, because people are hyping up the cameos.
You know, it's so
But
much.
isn't this the same
It
scenario?
wasn't just
Yeah,
that.
I think people are not buying the bullshit like they did for Doctor Strange.
But it wasn't just that. I gotta remember, Doctor Strange was coming. That trailer came out like less than
No Way
2 months
Home.
after No Way Home.
And he just saw Doctor
So
Strange.
everybody
And
thought-
that
All
was
I know is-
and no one was screaming doom and gloom for the MCU back then.
All I know is that there's
Well, now we're
something
screaming the
weird
former.
about this
Yeah.
movie so far.
You made a great point. You made a pretty great point, Blind, because I think people were fooled. I don't think people as much are fooled. Like they were like
It still doesn't.
Marvel
It still
was the
doesn't
one-
make much
Marvel
sense.
was
It's
not the ones
Deadpool.
doing the fooling.
Yeah.
Let's also remember that Marvel was not the one doing the fooling. It was the people online who wanted to.
That is
Well,
true.
that's what I
That is
mean.
true.
Get a
That is
vibe
true.
on it.
Scoopers.
Here's the
This
thing.
Yes,
is
that's
different.
that is a good point. That is a good point.
Mm.
Marvel themselves didn't hype it up as
Here's the
much. There
thing.
wasn't like this. Oh, guess what character is going to be in it? There
Yeah.
was Professor X, but
The only characters that
mean-
we know for a fact that are in it from the
They
old
did-
movies
they did-
are
they did-
Deadpool, Wolverine, probably Professor X, and Pyro. And
No,
that's
no,
all we know.
Elektra. Elektra's in it.
What?
Electra,
Jennifer
yes,
Garner's
Electra
confirmed.
is in it. They confirmed that, yeah.
So it's the original Sabretooth.
Hang on.
But nobody cares about that. Like
Yes, they put
Hang
out.
on.
It was a
I
Hollywood
care about
Reporter.
I
Yeah.
care about Sabretooth. Hang on.
the original one from the first X-Men movie.
Yeah, I like that one.
Here's
The one who's
Even
just
if-
basically
even if it-
brute.
even if it does confuse the hell out of me whenever every time I see it,
You know
I'm like,
what?
okay, that's not Triple H. Hang on.
But he does look more like Sabretooth compared to Liv Schreiber's Sabretooth, but he doesn't act. But he's just like basically a brute.
Where did we get this about the whole Elektra in?
It's been a couple of months since
I think in
they
2023.
confirmed it.
2023.
Yeah, I feel like it
Early
was May.
2023.
It was like May or June. They talked about it, and then there was
Yeah.
that rumor that was like, "Oh, you see, Ben Affleck is now going to be in the movie," and then
Apparently
that was
turned it down.
debunked. Yeah,
Apparently, they asked him to turn it down. Yeah.
but I don't. They're hinging this. First off, I mean, I keep saying this. I don't know why they're hinging Deadpool to save the Marvel universe. It was never connected to the MCU to begin with. I think it's
that's the problem. You're
yes,
You're
yeah.
relying on a
This is just-
character whose first appearance was not in an MCU movie to save them. And look, that's why I always
Ooh.
say, even if this movie does turn out good, it's not going to save the MCU because it's what's coming out afterwards that's also hinging on the MCU, and what's coming out afterwards isn't promising.
The shows.
I still
Outside of
think
maybe
that
Fantastic Four.
this movie being
Someone-
connected to the MCU might hurt it. That's
No,
I'll stand
this-
by that until I'm proven
the
wrong.
shows, the Disney Plus shows, to me don't affect like if it's going to go in a positive direction. They don't affect it at all.
No,
Okay,
it's just
I
it's
got
just
it. I got it.
unnecessary
It was a Boris Kit Aaron Coach report. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm with Degrassi on that point. That probably isn't Charles Xavier. That could be
Yeah,
Emma
that's-
Corrin playing Cassandra Nova.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
That's
Which
how
how many-
his, that's his,
How
that's
many
his
more?
sister. That's
How
his
many more?
sister.
How many more Crown actors we getting?
Oh, we got Succession actor in Deadpool. He plays the
Yeah.
time variant guy.
Mr. Is it
Well,
Mr.
here's the
Paradox?
thing.
Yeah,
I just want
yeah.
I just want to throw this out there. I feel like the fans they set themselves up for failure and disappointment. It's like with Doctor Strange. They had all these fan theories like, oh, this person is going to be in the movie or that person. It's like they just don't wait until the actual movie comes out, and then they feel that they're let down because their theories didn't come true. This was a problem with Star Wars. Their theories about what Rey's heritage was didn't
I
come
remember
true,
that.
and they freaked out. Now, granted, I wasn't the biggest fan of Rey turning out to be a Palpatine, but I'm just saying their theories of Rey being a long lost Kenobi or something like
It turned out to be nothing.
that was never really going to be in the cards.
Right.
It
It
turns
was
out
thrown
she was-
around. So,
And it turns out she was not like apparently she was supposed to be
so
nothing.
I don't know if any.
But
Mojo
the
verse
point is
remains
to
in
get
Wolverine
back on
4.
track. Like fans do this all the time online. It isn't anything new. They've been doing this for probably longer than a decade.
Yeah,
they've done
it's
this
been
for.
going on for quite some time now. Especially if
Yeah.
you go back during the days of the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you remember when people thought Guardians of the Galaxy were going to be in Iron Man 3? Does anybody remember that?
What?
Yeah. Yes. Yep. That's
Why
what
did
I'm
we
saying,
think
George. This
this?
goes far back. This goes
No, I
super
know it
far
goes
back.
far back because I've been following. Let's see, I've been following movie news probably since before I went into middle school, 2008. But before Spider-Man 4 got canceled, because all these fan theories were out there that the Lizard or Carnage or the Vulture could be the
Yeah.
villain, and it's like no one can really settle on what they want as a villain as a villain or a plot line. And it's
Mhm.
like
Oh, there it
obviously
is.
the
I found it.
movie never happened, so you were kind of set up for disappointment because you were hyping this movie. You were like theorizing what villains can be used in. The movie didn't even happen.
Right.
I mean, I just saw the movie with the worst comic book villain of all time. Like seriously.
Bruh.
No.
Well, also it helps. I just found the Iron Man 3 thing that people were supposedly linking it with
Guardians of the Galaxy.
with Guardians of the Galaxy. It also helps. Don't forget in Marvel now at the time in 2013 in Marvel Comics.
Yes. Iron Man was on the team.
was a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, so people are like,
Yes.
So was Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel did
that was that was them reestablishing the Guardians of the Galaxy for the movie.
And Captain Marvel did a lot of stuff with the Guardians too.
Yeah. It was Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Iron Man, Rocket, and Groot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was Michael Bendis who wrote that.
Holy crap, it was with and Steve McNiven drew it. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's
a decade old now. Pretty crazy.
Oh,
that was during Marvel now. Yeah.
Well, heck, this year's the 15th anniversary of Disney acquiring Marvel.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy too.
15 years. They're gonna celebrate.
We're coming up on 20 years of
So when is Thunderbolts gonna move to?
May. They moved it up.
So they must be that means they're gonna film
they're filming in March.
Yeah. They're moving Thunderbolts.
That's another movie. I also wonder if they thought it would be better to put Thunderbolts in May, because I don't think that movie is going to do well. So if you move it to a better release date where now everybody's like, I guess I'll go watch it.
So
now you just made a bunch more money, right?
So Captain America may lead a little bit into Thunderbolts with one.
Yeah, that's also another thing. People are saying that they're connected, and so one goes after the other. But I don't believe it though, because it wasn't like that before. There was a movie in between those, right? So,
well,
I don't believe it.
I heard nothing on Blade.
No.
I'm worried about Blade.
Since the rewrite, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, Bob Iger didn't mention Blade when talking about the 2025 movies.
I'm worried about Blade. Blade, I'm not saying this, but Blade may get canceled.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I'll say that.
I could see that. I mean, if they have to rewrite again, I don't think it'll get canceled. But
there is nothing.
If I was Marshall Ali, I would walk.
Let's make perfectly clear. There is no evidence to currently support the claim that it's being rewritten again. It's just we're speculating if it was going to be rewritten again.
Didn't they hire a new writer? I'm confused.
They hired a Logan writer, right? The Logan writer?
No, they didn't. That guy. That was apparently not true.
Really?
Are you guys?
Hold on.
Hang on a second. Are you guys confusing this with the Brave and the Bold situation, where people believe that they had hired writer John Logan? Because that's what happened.
Maybe I'm thinking about that.
Yeah,
I thought that wasn't true.
I thought
for the Brave and the Bold, there was a rumor going for the Brave and the Bold. There was a rumor going around that DC had hired screenwriter John Logan.
DC?
Yes, I remember that. Yes. But
and then Gunn
could have swore that there was somebody else writing Blade.
I thought they said somebody hired the Logan writer.
I'm gonna look it up right now because it's been a while since they said anything about Blade.
I thought they hired the new writer, like I don't know, 2020.
I was fairly certain they came out and said that they were gonna rewrite Logan
They did say they were gonna. They did say they were going to rewrite Blade, but I'm saying after this set of rewrites,
they're gonna rewrite. They're gonna rewrite the movie that already came out.
Hold on.
Nothing from there. Nothing from Scott Frank.
I mean, the last it says like the last
just-
big news was from
Fantastic-
like December for Blade.
Fantastic Four is just that it's coming out between Superman and 2 months later, Batman.
Honestly, I can. It doesn't seem like Marvel really cares all that much about Blade. Why would you announce a movie
Yeah.
like almost by the time Blade
know.
actually comes out, it would be what, 7 years? No, 6 years.
Since
Right?
2019, yeah, since
Yeah.
2019 Comic Con, that's when they announced it. Yes.
Yeah, so why would you announce a movie 6 years away with an
Okay,
actor attached
maybe.
and then supposedly say you
Marshall-
don't have problems?
Marshall
There's
Ali is over
clearly problems
50.
with that movie.
He's over 50 years old, isn't he?
Yeah.
Marshall Ali.
But he's the one who wanted to make Blade. Marvel
Yeah,
had
they-
no interest in making Blade. So
Yeah.
I don't really like there's clearly something going on with that movie.
Remember I said, maybe I made a poll, what will come up first, the movie or the game?
Well, at this rate, the game might come out
Yes.
before the movie. That actually might be possible.
There hasn't been a Marvel movie from MCU in development this long. Seriously, in this long.
No,
Like,
no,
it's taking this
no.
long. They usually get
I
things
just-
done, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed. Because how many movies do we have for 2025?
PW's
3
right.
movies.
Yes, Michael Green. Yeah, the Logan writer, Michael Green is right.
Okay, by in a couple
Which
of
I'm not
months.
complaining about, considering the fact that this guy also, because I also need to see this film because I still haven't seen it. He also apparently co-wrote. Is it co-wrote? Yeah, he co-wrote Blade Runner 2049.
Mm.
So I'm like, well,
Okay, I see in that
give
chat.
him good source material. I guess you know what you're doing.
But Marshall Ali is like,
How come the time is off in the
Oh
private
dear
chat?
God! Oh, this is the same guy who co-wrote the script for Logan, and co-wrote the script for Blade Runner 2049, and is currently writing the script for BioShock.
nice.
Okay.
Who was one of the 4 writers who was credited for the script for Green Lantern.
The 2011 Green Lantern?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just an interesting coincidence, but geez, he's worked on a lot of stuff. Worked on Smallville and Heroes.
Well, I think I Blade's probably gonna get delayed.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Man, just Superman Legacy. I
They
mean,
might as well just delay it anyway.
That's a 4. Like I think Fantastic Four is going to do well. It's just that between Superman and Batman, because Superman and Batman are 2 months apart.
If I
Yeah.
was Marvel though, Marvel should still be scared because I think Captain America 4 is not going to be.
Yeah,
it's
I
not going to
agree.
be a good movie. No,
I'm telling you.
they should have saw it coming. Why would you hire? First off, why would you hire that director?
I personally think the Penguin is either going to come out. I don't think Penguin's going to come out this summer this year. I think Penguin's going to be like Last of Us and come out early
October.
January next year.
No, they said it's coming out this year.
Wait,
It's
yeah.
coming out this year.
Well, it's not going to come out during. I hope it doesn't come out when House of Dragon comes out, season 2. I hope.
I think it's coming out in October. That's my guess.
After House of Dragon, because House of Dragon is like summer, right? Because
Yeah.
if I'm telling you this, if Penguin hits, successful, people love it, even gets nominated, but I think it's gonna be past the Emmy Awards, so it won't be able to be nominated because the Emmy Awards has been announced for September. But to say it's award worthy and stuff like that for 2025 awards, Batman 2 is gonna do real well at the box office,
Hmm.
right? It does.
I already think. Oh, what happened to?
He had to leave.
Oh,
Who's gonna come back though?
Oh, okay.
What do you think, Degrassi?
Well, I think it is going to be successful, just because people
it's
really
gonna
want
be
to.
successful regardless
Yeah.
because the Batman's one of the few really good comic book movies to have come out in the last
It's
few
just-
years.
It's just
And it
surprising.
doesn't look like a normal comic book show, by the
I'm
way.
just
either.
surprised. The thing is, it also comes out. It's scheduled for September. It could dominate September because September is not a strong movie month usually. Right?
For who? For what? Say
September.
that-
Batman 2 comes out in September, right, of next year. September.
Is
is
it
not-
September? I thought it was October.
No, September. 2 months.
Really?
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Huh?
I'm checking right now.
I think September 25th.
Why would they put in a? No, it says
No,
October
it's
3rd.
October 3rd.
October. Oh, see, not much
October
difference.
3rd.
Not much difference. Just a week.
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
a
a
week.
week off.
And that could dominate, right? But it could dominate because those usually September and October are usually
October
not
for Batman it will probably play
yeah,
extremely
it'll
well.
dominate. It will dominate because usually between September and October, the box office it's usually not the best movies. Usually, right? It's usually we get to November and December, so we get the big time.
Well,
movies, right?
depending on how the angle they go about this movie, if it leans more horror-esque, this movie could be probably the biggest movie, like have the biggest, highest opening for October like ever. It probably is
Joker.
going to, regardless.
Joker did.
No, it's going to be higher than Joker.
You
Joker
think
is
so?
not that high.
You think it's gonna cost $1 billion? You think Batman 2 is gonna cost $1 billion?
I'm pretty sure Joker is what, 90? Was it 90 million opening weekend? Let me see.
You think
Yeah,
Batman 2 is gonna cost $1 billion?
I think Batman 2 has a shot at crossing a billion if it's really good. It might get to 900.
I'm curious. I wonder how much.
That's like the only comic book movie that has potential. I feel like now.
I'm curious how much Batman 2 would have cost if the Russian and the Ukraine invasion wasn't going on, and if China had theaters open in 2022 because they were going through their.
But didn't the Batman open in China?
I don't know.
I think it did. I think it did because I remember someone had to correct me on this.
I wonder how many people. I wonder because 2022 still some people were so scared to go to the theaters because it was like the beginning of Omicron and stuff, that variant. Now people are not. There's still people scared to go to theaters, but there's less and less, right? Less and less. I wonder how.
Yeah, it did open in China.
Yeah, I wonder how.
But
Batman
it was
2
muted because of COVID.
I wonder how
They had a
Batman
COVID
2 would have
outbreak.
done if there wasn't no COVID at all. Period.
I don't know. I don't know if Batman is super popular in China, but I still think it should do pretty good.
Yeah, but I still think not just China because I still think people were scared to go to theaters back then, not as scared as now. Right.
Right.
But you can say that for any movie that came out during that time period. I mean, it came out for Spider-Man. It came for Spider-Man No Way Home.
But China didn't have Spider-Man.
No, yeah, that's true.
China didn't have Spider-Man. They managed to pull it off without relying on China.
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal.
That was a big exception, but I wonder how. I wonder how.
Well, hold on. Can I answer Degrassi's question?
Which one?
It's very simple. No, Warner Brothers. What they're doing with their trailers? They're broke. They're cheap, and Zaslav doesn't want to spend money. That's why. I mean, it's really expensive to have trailers.
Why don't they release this Joker trailer at the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game? Man, if they did it, I would start a stream just for that. Do Joker 2 live stream during the NBA All-Star team. If they did that, because they're not doing that, but if they did that, I would do that.
Broke, regardless, he doesn't want to spend the money.
Yeah,
it's
$430.
way too expensive. It's just way too expensive, and they can release that at any time.
I'm telling you one thing. If you don't, I'm going to say this. I do think at some point Margot Robbie's coming back to Harley Quinn.
I don't think so. I think
I
think it's done.
It's over. It's Jover.
I think the only character, and I kept saying this before, I think the only character who is going to come back is going to be Peacemaker. It's not going to be Blue Beetle. I don't care what James Gunn says, because again, where would Blue Beetle
recently?
I really cannot see Blue Beetle coming back.
I don't know how, but
I don't. If he does come back, he's not going to have his own movie. He's going to be a supporting character.
It's Margot Robbie's relationship with Warner Bros. If you guys don't know, her production company has signed a deal with Warner Brothers.
If James Gunn, Peter Safran, and David Zaslav, if they are smart, the only character who can return with the same actor is Peacemaker.
Well, Viola Davis is coming back.
Sure.
No, I think it's been confirmed that the Peacemaker cast, most of them are coming back. I think it's been confirmed.
Well, yeah, the Peacemaker character. Well, anybody associated with Peacemaker can come back, but not the Suicide Squad characters in the movie. Because at this rate, it's first off, who really knows what's going to happen with Peacemaker season 2? by the time we get it,
I heard,
which is not going to be next year. I don't think it's coming out next year.
I heard after doing Superman 2, I think that might be his next project. Superman
But
Legacy.
then that's going to come out in 2026. At that rate, that's
Definitely.
been 4 years.
Yeah, man, I don't like that idea.
What show
I don't like that.
has done something like that? I don't like.
No,
Stranger
I
Things
agree with
has
you.
a big gap in between,
I agree.
but there's for especially for a show with only one season. I don't know how that's gonna work. You could do that if it's like the third season and it's really popular, or it's the fourth season or the last season. But
I agree.
I don't. To be honest, I think he should.
I'll watch it, but it's like the gap. The gap, yeah. The Sopranos.
I would say. Oh yeah, that's a good example. But again, it wasn't the first season. It wasn't the first season. So I don't know. I don't know about Peacemaker.
If most shows, usually for sitcoms, is that the first seasons of sitcoms are usually not that good. It's usually the second and third seasons when people start to take notice, and when they get good.
But my only question really is, I wish like James Gunn could. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say though. You can name a bunch of shows, but the shows were popular. The shows were mega hits.
I don't want. I'm not this show anymore. It's mega hit.
But are you gonna wait 4 years for a second season? I'm sure most people are gonna forget.
This show's ending. I don't want it to end, but so.
If the second season came out last year or this year, and then we had a 4-year gap, I wouldn't be that pressed about it. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, they're gonna have a problem. Yeah, Peacemaker was popular. I get that, but it's like the point is, will other people remember Peacemaker by the time the second season comes out? It only had one season.
Thing is, my problem with I love the Peacemaker, but HBO did a terrible job marketing it.
Well, Arista, I don't know how well Peacemaker did around the world. We have no metric of that.
Because remember, Peacemaker was released on streaming on a Thursday. It wasn't like on a Sunday or anything like that. It wasn't when they're
like in the
shows.
UK, they didn't get Peacemaker for a couple of months, I'm pretty sure. So, and here we have it on Crave, which, not a lot of people have. I'm like, the show is definitely popular. There was so many memes about it. People are doing the dance. I don't doubt that it's popular. I just question how popular is it.
Like, is it this? Right?
They probably might do a new.
But they have to because some characters are I don't know, dead.
Well, yeah, they're dead. But I don't. This is what I mean. Like James Gunn, I think the biggest problem or the biggest flaw of James Gunn is that he might be biting off more than he could chew.
What?
Why not just focus on the new stuff instead of being like, well, Peacemaker is so successful, we should go back to that.
People are mad that Creatures Commando is going to be rated R.
Yeah, I did see that.
I'm like, don't worry. Superman Legacy is not going to be rated R. Okay, don't worry. The Creature Commandos could get away with it. It's not. No, a lot of kids don't know it.
I don't really agree to Degrassi. I think it will matter if it's connected to the first season. If it's a reboot, which is my guess. My guess is the only way they could pull this off is that it's in the new universe and it's completely detached from what came in the first season. That's my guess, because I don't see why. Like, by the time the show comes around, people are like, "Oh yeah, Peacemaker. I completely forgot about it." Like, we still got another year before Peacemaker comes out. And also, too, how popular is Creature Commando going to be? That's another thing, too. It's an animated rated R show. That could be popular.
Is Creature Commandos a prequel for Waller, Suicide Squad, Checkmate, or is it also
I don't even know.
Is it also a prequel for Wonder Woman? Also, because we're getting
Weasel's in it, right? Weasel is still alive. I thought it was a potential sequel.
Oh, Degrassi.
To Suicide Squad.
Was it Degrassi or you? One of you said you'd like to see Cersei turn the Weasel into a human.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, it might have been Degrassi. Because Cersei does that, right? That's always based on the gods. Cersei turns men into animals, right? Specifically pigs, right? So this would be the reverse. So I wonder if this show is going to be like part of Waller, Peacemaker also have some connection to the Paradise Island movie show, not movie, it's not a show, and maybe a future Wonder Woman movie because specifically Cersei, right? Like, and I've been saying this for Wonder Woman 3, Cersei should always be the main villain. Should be the main villain because my criticism of Wonder Woman the films, even though Wonder Woman 2 was bad, Wonder Woman 1 was good. I felt like she should have. I'm tired of her fighting like, even though Ares is technically, I guess you could say magic, but he was more in a battle kind of way. I want to take on someone who is magic, right? Not just right. Somebody who's different, and Cersei is that character. Cersei was that character because she has to be a little bit more creative than just being a warrior, right? Like warrior in terms of combat. She has to do little different things, right? Like she has to use her. She's smart. Use her mind too, man. Like for other things. She's not dumb or anything. Like she's versatile. Like all right. Like
well, I mean, Marvel and DC. I think right now they're putting. It's such a mixed bag because I really don't know. I really think the genre is dying. I don't see a lot of people in my personal life and just from observation, which is anecdotal, obviously. But I don't see a lot of people being very enthusiastic about upcoming comic book movies. I also think it's a little bit weird that Deadpool 3, they try to put that spin on Deadpool 3. I have no like I can't really comprehend the reason why you would do something like that, especially if a major trade is now going to come and correct you about it. I don't understand that. Also, again, making a new universe for DC sounds the best idea, but it also feels like they should have done that maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So it's like I don't know what's going to happen with both Marvel and DC. They could be in a good position, or they could just end up being more of the same. Because the Fantastic Four stuff, I'm actually excited for it. I would say I'm more excited for Fantastic Four than I am for Deadpool. Because it feels a more fresh. It seems like they could take it in a new direction.
Well,
Deadpool seems... Sorry.
I looked at the logo for Fantastic Four, and it's like it sounds like they want to do something special with this.
Yeah, when have they ever put out a poster like that for a cast? They like I'm blanking, but I don't remember them doing that.
Of course he is Degrassi. He's Vince McMahon. He gets the final say. Oh wait, I shouldn't compare him to Vince McMahon.
I mean, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is kind of. I shouldn't put too much blame onto him, of course, but he's the one who's kind of the face of everything. It's kind of like what we do with the console stuff. It's like, oh, we blame Phil Spencer and Jim Ryan. If you put the more you put yourself out there, the more you end up taking the criticism and the brunt of things.
Yeah,
and that's why I said he shouldn't really be out there because
they're cutting back.
Yeah.
Bob Iger said they're going to cut back on some of the Marvel stuff.
That's actually a smart idea.
I think that leads more to the Disney Plus side of things.
I don't really think there'll always be cape shit. Like it's not going to be in the same quantity that we have it right now. Like think about the young adult novel trend. That has definitely fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, that's died off, that trend in the 2010s.
Yeah, maybe Batman and Spider-Man we'll get those characters, but I don't think it's going to be cinematic universes all the time.
Listen, the popular characters are still going to do well, but some of these other ones, it's either you gotta make a good movie, or if you don't make a good movie, they're just going to be forgotten.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Maybe Peter Safran and James Gunn don't need to do more public things. Stay quiet and just grind out until you put out a good product.
No future comic book movie could be worse.
Too much online.
No future comic book movie could be worse than the movie I saw today.
I don't doubt it, but at the same time, this is the problem with comic book movies, right? Look at the Marvels. I don't think the Marvels is the worst comic book movie ever.
No, right? This is worse than the Marvels. Thousands of times worse. I can tell you that.
But the Marvels is not something that people are going to be rushing out to theaters to watch. that is the point that I feel like people are kind of missing. There was a time where superhero movies, everybody went to go see them, and they were the biggest draw. They were breaking box office records consistently until the point where you had Avengers Endgame, which is now one of the highest grossing movies of all time. Now we're starting to see where there's like these dips and valleys that seem really weird. The reviews from critics are not doing well. Fans online are all mixed. It doesn't seem like there's any sort of consistency or what we had before. And that's why I think this genre may be just like every other sort of subgenre. It's a trend that goes X amount of years and then something else comes. And we're on that like verge where people are kind of tired of what is being put out. I mean, the box office this year is not doing so great. We're only 2 months in, but it's still not doing great. You would think by now that we would have a sleeper hit, something that makes some money or captures a wide range of audiences, but there hasn't, which I think is a problem.
All right, go sub to George. He's gonna dip out.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
I gotta
George.
get to bed.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I gotta get to bed because
Okay.
I was trying and get on earlier, but I was having technical difficulties.
Well,
So
we're gonna end soon anyway. Blinded that like because right.
you know, enjoy the rest of your stream, guys.
We're gonna do
Yeah,
some
have a good night, George.
tomorrow. We're gonna
You
do some
too.
fun stuff tomorrow, guys. Like really fun stuff tomorrow on the dissect. We're gonna go over John Campia and Grace Randolph, over Deadpool, Wolverine, and the Fantastic Four, and it's gonna be actually might be quite long tomorrow because they talk. I haven't heard Grace Randolph's thoughts on Fantastic Four, but I have heard a little bit of John Campia on Fantastic Four. But I definitely heard your thoughts on Deadpool. Hey, Arkham.
Is business today really about public figures, though? I feel like there's still some people who do not come out all the time talking. I don't. I mean, there's always going to be public figures. Like, I guess Bob Iger is a public figure. He's going to come out and speak on behalf of the company. Right?
I do think there's fickle fandoms. There is definitely fickle fandoms out there. Let's see what this
is. It fickle fandoms? I don't. It seems like it's like you can't really nail down something. There's all this like noise. It's like there's this problem here. Fans are dissatisfied. General audiences are in flux. Like like how do you explain the Marvel's not doing well? Like it's hard to explain that because Marvel has consistently done well. The Marvels did not do very well. And to be honest, that sounds a little concerning for Marvel. Yeah, Eternals and Shang-Chi, even though they were during the pandemic and COVID, still did better than the Marvels. So it seems a little weird that no one would show up for an MCU movie. Like it still doesn't like, is that going to happen again? Are people like we see what's coming out now or in the next year, and it sounds pretty promising. But then after that, well, what are we supposed to? What's going to happen?
Mm-hmm. Hey Arkham, what's up?
What's up, Arkham? I guess, yeah.
What was I gonna say?
I just feel like right now they don't really have to be super public because it's not like Superman Legacy is still a year out.
Let people, you know what, blinded. Let people see how bad this year is going to be for comic book movies, maybe besides Deadpool and Joker, because we're getting Spider-Man crappy movies, and maybe people will miss the MCU more, and then we're going to go see the MCU next year.
Well, I mean, they're getting MCU this year with Deadpool.
I mean,
so I think we should say Deadpool is an MCU movie, even if I don't personally like it, right?
I'm surprised. Yeah, Aquaman. I mean, obviously they're not getting anywhere close. But...
I mean, $400 million for a movie that previously made $1 billion. Whether it broke even or not, did it need to make another $1 billion? No, but that is a big decline.
Well, it is from the first movie, definitely.
Like, again, how do you explain the big decline?
It is.
Why didn't it make 600? Why didn't it make 800?
Yeah, But looking back at the DC movies from 2023, it's positive in that area because I don't know.
I think you have to ask the bigger question of how come. Okay, forget about the number. How come people weren't interested in Aquaman 2? That's really the question.
Yeah.
People are interested in Aquaman 1, but you watched Aquaman 1, but you didn't go see Aquaman 2. Then why aren't people going to the movies? They went to the movies for the first one.
I also think streaming services are putting movies on their service, and I think they too quickly, and people have the idea. Oh man, this movie's gonna be. I'm not going to pay to see this movie. I'm going to see this movie in a month on demand or something. They're like, oh, this right, and they'd rather just watch at home, right? It could save some money.
Well, that's potential one reason why people aren't going to the movies.
It's money. It's money.
Money. It's expensive.
Family.
But then how do you explain? How does Oppenheimer make money? People clearly still go to the movies.
Yeah, I think
they're picking and choosing what to watch.
They're picking exactly. They're picking what movie exactly. And that's obviously Barbie and Oppenheimer, even though it came out like basically the same month.
That's why I think this year could be a toss-up for movies because you have sequels to successful movies, but as we've just seen from this previous year, that doesn't guarantee the sequel to make money. Mm-hmm. And we know that sequels don't always make more than the first movie.
So it's been like most of the time, it's been like that for years and years. Sequels generally don't make more than the first movie.
Yeah, that's sort of, on occasion they will, if the movie's really good. Yeah, I think so. I think we'll have died. But hold on, we can't really use that as an excuse because the people who consistently go to the movies are people who obviously didn't die. It's the 18 to like 30 demographic. Those are the people who are supporting the movies.
I think he's also what he's trying to say is that less people are going to the theaters because of the fear of potentially.
There is that fear, but again, if you look at a lot of the demographics for these big movies, their demographics point to a younger audience.
Mm-hmm.
It's not someone who's 40 plus going to the movies. No, it's someone a lot younger. So if that demographic doesn't show up, then no one's going to show up. So you have to ask yourself, why aren't people going to the movies? Exactly. And you could say streamings. You could say it's because of streaming service. You could say because of money. But if we're being honest, if a movie is really good and it's really hot, people will forget about all of that and they'll go watch it.
There's some people who say, "Oh, I'm not going to theater because they can potentially get sick." But if you have kids, they go to school. Chances of getting sick from going to see the movie, or getting sick from a kid that goes to your school, you probably have a higher chance of getting something from your kid that goes to school.
Well, yeah. If you're going out in public in general, you can. That's something I don't really understand. Maybe if you're an older person, I can get that. But if you're if you are vaccinated, you're healthy.
I want to say
your body well. I just want to
say COVID. I'd say because there's also other. All right, you got the flu and you got.
But that's always been the thing. I know people are more cautious now because of COVID, but I don't think that's the main reason. That might be a few select people. Because the way, again, you've seen people walking around in a major city. You would think COVID never happened.
Yes.
The way people are acting. I don't see anybody wearing masks, even though they're sick. They're coughing, they're sneezing. Sometimes I do, but most people are not doing that. Even though that's what you should be doing if you are sick.
You know what the mask thing? They did in countries in Asia before COVID.
Yeah, that's what the mask is for. It's for, preventing
protection,
yeah.
In the community, yeah.
But I don't really see it being a massive factor.
This is true. There's so many shootings now. I agree with you, guys. It's true.
I still do not.
2022 for the Marvel movies, there were crowds. Doctor Strange, there was a crowd when I went. There was a crowd. Thunder, there was a crowd. Even Black Panther, there was a crowd. 2023, it was the exact opposite.
People go. This is the thing. People go out. They're
Yeah,
just not going to the movies. Like that's the point. That there needs to be a movie that actually people want to see in the movies.
it's not affecting the sports world. People are willing to go see sports.
No, yeah. That's also another good point too. So I think this is only a problem with movies. Movies,
Wow.
I'm sure there are crowd. You could probably go to a cinema
Yeah.
right now and it's gonna be
Arkham is
crowded
right.
for.
Yes, Arkham is right. He is right. Yeah.
Yes, I think so too. There's a good reason to be selective. I mean,
Yes,
not
exactly.
everything is
Yes.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's expensive to go to the movie theaters too. Yes,
It's and
but if you think about it, this is what I'm trying to say. We can think of dozens of reasons why we most people don't go to the movies, but there will be a breakthrough movie where everybody forgets about all of that because the movie is so good. So that's what I'm trying to say. What is now making people think this is the movie I need to see? I can't wait to see this movie. Why did people do this with Barbie and why did they do it with Oppenheimer? That's what I hope some of these producers are thinking, where it's like, oh, now there's some creative thought in
and
their minds of how do we
and
bring out people to the cinema.
Barbie to was a surprise.
Yeah. We thought it was gonna bomb. I mean,
I
you didn't,
didn't,
but yeah.
but I think to a lot of people generally thought it was gonna be. Nobody thought it was gonna be $1 billion movie. I
No,
did,
yeah.
but a lot of people did not think it was
We
gonna
thought it
be.
was gonna open with a what 50?
Yeah,
Well, I thought it was gonna open with like
he says
50.
flukes. Oppenheimer, I think, had hype because it's Christopher Nolan, even though it's
Yeah,
last.
but that
Yeah,
I'm trying like listen, there's gonna be a movie this year that we're gonna say, oh, it's a fluke. But again, there's a reason why it's a fluke.
I mean,
Like I really don't believe in coincidences or flukes because there's always some reasons. I'll say reasons because there's multiple factors that go into something.
Wicked Part 1. I don't know if
Maybe,
maybe.
maybe
See, Mario. How many movies made $1 billion last year? 3?
2 movies.
No, then 2.
Oppenheimer didn't make
So
it
Mario.
didn't get to $1 billion.
Mario made $1 billion. I'm not surprised with Mario, even though basically it was just a cut. It was just basically a video game full of cutscenes. If you really think about it.
Yeah.
But
I'm not surprised Mario made $1 billion either.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
kind of made sense.
I know Wicked is a play.
This year might not have $1 billion movie, but it might have an $800 million movie. That's equivalent of $1 billion in my opinion.
I don't know if the Grassies watch this show. My Doctor Doom character will be based off this character from the storybook, kind of similar. This character from Robert Carlyle's character, Rumpelstiltskin / the Beast. You watch the show?
No, I've not.
But that character, maybe Degrassi knows what I'm talking about. He's because Robert plays a character as kind of like he could be bad, but he's also kind of like once upon a time he's kind of like he's not exactly a bad guy. He's kind of like in the gray,
like an anti-hero.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and Doctor Doom kind of thinks himself as ugly at times because he wears the mask. Well,
yeah, even though his scar is, it's like
yeah.
kind of laughable that he wears the mask.
And he plays Rumpelstiltskin, right? In the book, Rumpelstiltskin, his character in the book looks kind of like a monster. In the storybook, it's basically he doesn't look like a monster, but in the book, he kidnaps Belle. He's Rumpelstiltskin. Right, we all know Rumpelstiltskin, but in the book he kidnaps Belle, and that comes from Beauty and the Beast, right? So he looks like a monster in the he looks like a monster in the show in the book, the storybooks, right? Not the fairy, whatever, right? And Belle sees the good of him, right? Stuff like that. You can do stuff like Doctor Doom, stuff like that. Where he's kind of like not exactly.
Do you want Doctor Doom in the new Fantastic Four movie? Out of curiosity,
No, but I feel they're going to introduce some post-credit. If there's one
in the
film they're going to
post-credit.
introduce, if there's one film you're going to introduce Doctor Doom in some capacity, that makes the most logical sense is Fantastic Four.
Right.
Right.
That's my hope.
And
I mean
yes, I know, but this is but Storybook is based on a Disney show, man. So it's really there's gonna be happy endings. Oh, by the way, Sebastian Stan was in that show. He played the Mad Hatter. But I'll base Doctor Doom based on that character. He's kind of like a tortured good / bad kind of character.
right.
Because there's at times where Doctor Doom, or even like even the Fantastic Four, try to see the good in Doctor Doom. And Doctor Doom has been a good guy at times. He's not.
That's why I think they should build it up and not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be extremely disappointed if Doctor Doom is somehow the villain of Secret Wars. That to me, I think would be way too rushed.
It's just a race.
That would be a waste. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I just don't understand. Like story wise, we haven't seen Doctor Doom.
People are suggesting that because if they're gonna go away from
because
Kang,
of the comic
pivot in the comics, and they're gonna pivot from Kang to Doctor Doom, right?
They should stick with they should stick with Kang. The damage is already done. Recast him. I say just make him or do the Avengers forever. Build up a team of Avengers from the multiverse. They fail. As a result, Battle World is created, and now the remaining characters who you could put, you could have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, you could have Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I was going to say Spider-Man. Jesus. Anyway, but yeah, you could have all the popular characters now come together and have a team, and that sounds like a really cool idea for a movie, and I'm sure everybody would go out to watch that.
And everybody's gonna, if Deadpool is one of those movies, I'm sorry, it's gonna not be rated R.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be rated R. I mean, he's gonna make fun of that he's like. They may even put censors on him. They might, if they're creative, they'll think of ideas of how you could get around that and make fun of it, right?
What do you mean MCU's Joker? Because Joker is not really, because it kind of like Joker is not Doctor Doom has been good at times. Joker never. Like
maybe in terms of Jokers everywhere. So Doom. Or maybe Doom might get his own movie. Yeah, that's what he's trying to say. Because there was a Doom movie that was in.
I understand.
Yeah, with yes.
If they're gonna make a Doom movie, it has to be like the same universe as Reed Richards because they have history, right? Like him and the
I think a Doom movie, if that script is still something that Marvel is interested in, I think that has a lot of potential. That sounds very interesting because we haven't. I don't know why. Again, this is another problem with the MCU. You're super popular. Why not take some risks? Why not make a movie about a supervillain, like a flat-out supervillain, and
DC
having Doom as a villain? Yeah, DC did it. DC,
even though it's not connected.
Do you know? You know what's funny? DC did the things before Marvel, and they found success in it.
I guess
they did Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
The MCU didn't make a female lead character until Captain Marvel, and then that was successful.
I guess the first character getting a treatment would be kind of Agatha, I guess.
No, but a movie. A movie. We haven't gotten a character. Forget the TV shows, because you could say Loki's like that.
Yeah, that's.
So
I'm
talking about a straight up
villain.
We're introducing a villain.
Doom, maybe, yeah. Doom's. Yeah, I guess Doom is possibly one of the. I look like
that would make people go, okay, I might have to see how that plays out.
Doom is like one of the most most talked about villains in Marvel, right? Like, arguably, might be the most popular. It might be the most popular villain in Marvel.
I think he's the most. I would say he's the most recognizable villain.
Recognizable
before obviously the MCU.
Yes. I agree.
Because now you could say a bunch of MCU villains, right?
Yeah, because Doctor Doom was not just like he was not just a major Fantastic Four threat. He was like
Yeah. He was real. He was a reoccurring character who fought other heroes.
yes, he was like
They can't mess up Doom.
no,
They if Marvel really wants
not
to
for a
have
third
another
time.
villain,
Not for a third
no,
time.
they can't
Dude.
mess up Doom.
Not
Yeah.
for a third time. I mean, you can't do any worse than the Fan Force Stick Doom. Now it's I don't know what that was.
Yeah, that was no, they have to really give him a good good character motivation.
Yeah, Doom
Yeah,
was a great show.
Well, do you know the story behind that? There was that Marvel supposedly. I mean, it's a rumor, right? Because there's no actual truth or like fact to it. But the rumor was that Marvel like overheard the premise of Doom Patrol and they wanted to like jump on it, and so that's why they made the X-Men. Because yeah, it's if you take the premise of the Doom Patrol, it's identical to X-Men. The guy in a wheelchair, freaks. He's got his own school.
I'm telling you,
it's yeah.
the Doom Patrol.
Well,
they're more tragic characters. Doom Patrol characters. I mean,
yeah, the Doom Patrol's nothing like X-Men.
Yeah, I mean, because the guy had to cover up in bandages because he's radioactive. You know.
Yeah, Mr.
What's his name?
Negative Man.
Negative
Man. I was gonna say Mr. Negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Negative Man.
And you got like I forget her name, but she
Elastigirl.
That's the girl. You got 69. That's the girl with the 69 personalities. You got Brandon Fraser's character. Like it's really
Robo-Man.
Is
it Robot Man, Robo Man? I can't remember.
Robo Man.
Okay.
But they're such tragic characters. And
the show was good.
Yeah.
I like the show. And there was like a recent Doom Patrol comic that it's probably a couple years old now.
That show makes some of the Disney Plus Marvel shows bad.
Oh, he says it's 100% true.
Oh.
No, because I always thought it was a rumor or something. Because I always heard that story, and I thought that's kind of funny that that Marvel somehow overheard that. But I was wondering, like, how did that even work?
Doomcock had spies back then. I'm kidding. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they all have been copying each other. Like, that's not a surprise. But I thought that one, like the story of it, always felt like, well, how did someone at Marvel overhear that?
I feel like Doom Patrol would be like a James Gunn type of thing you do. Like
I'm curious. I assume eventually they'll do Doom Patrol. The show was interesting enough to I assume warrant something else. I don't know if it would be a movie or another show but that's why I'm like a lot of the stuff that we want from DC that's years away, I assume.
So in the Gotham Knights game, not Gotham Knights, Suicide Squad game, they mentioned the Justice League fought the Sinestro Corps.
Yeah, they did.
Like, okay.
I don't know the timelines of the Justice League in that universe, because it seems like they did a bunch of stuff within 5 years, but it's like that game is just
you know what, I just got to the Batman part. It seems like Batman got brainwashed a little bit after the Best of the Justice League.
No, they got brainwashed all at the same time.
Okay.
If there's a audio, you might, I don't know if it's something that you find, but there's an audio log or a description or something that explains that the Justice League was stupid enough to go to Brainiac's ship and basically negotiate with him, and that's when they got brainwashed.
Batman was against it.
Yeah, I think yes, Batman was against it, and then he kind of caved in.
Batman's like,
and Wonder Woman fought off the urge, and I don't know about the Flash. I don't know why the Flash didn't get corrupted.
Maybe I think the Flash managed to escape.
Maybe it was that he like I don't. The thing
Wonder
is
Woman's
though,
immune to brainwash. I think she's always been immune to that stuff. I'm not.
I assume, but I the it just doesn't make any sense.
When did you find out, Arkham? Tell us.
What did he find out?
Nice, good. That's a good choice.
Oh, okay, that's a good choice.
Yeah, I mean, the Wonder Woman. Yeah, I think Wonder Woman is immune to mind control. That's why.
I just the game like I just feel like a big portion of the game's writing and the story. Like first off, it's not complete.
No.
It's not complete, and second, it feels like they didn't fill in the blanks. Why did the Justice League do this? What was their reasoning for it? And how come the player can't see the decision? There's a lot of weird decisions with that game. It just doesn't feel like they wanted to tell a story. It's like, okay, the story is sort of there to push the gameplay and the live service elements. And that's why I'm not happy with it. It's just sort of like it's like a game that is like kind of a time waster without it actually it's not a Destiny, it's not even like Avengers, which is weird. And it's not
No.
even like it's not like The Division. If you play The Division, there's other
Yes.
games that are out there that does the exact same thing as Suicide Squad, but it does it better. Suicide Squad isn't the bare minimum. It's sort of below the bare minimum. Like the loot and the mission designs. I even said this. This is why I can never, when I'm on Gabbing with Geeks, it's like I can never say the entire point. One of the problems I had with that game and why I didn't buy it day one was because to me there was something wrong with the mission designs. And I was scared that every single mission in the game would just be defend the base from a bunch of aliens. That's a common thing in a lot of live service games, like Avengers.
Oh, I heard this.
It is definitely, they are definitely clones. It's in, I mean, in the story, the Flash's finger gets cut off and it's regenerated.
Yes.
And also, too, how do you explain the ring not leaving John Stewart?
Because
if he was dead, yes.
Yes, because everybody knows once the host dies, if your Green Lantern host dies, the ring finds a new host. And King Shark just basically grabs the ring off, grabs the
That's
off, doesn't work.
That
like
was
that.
kind of dumb. Because again, it's like if it would have flown away if he was dead, and if he isn't dead, why did they so like easily take it from him? It just didn't make much sense. It felt like hey, how can we have a cool moment without really earning it?
Yeah, and I mean, I did like the Wonder Woman fight with Superman in the cutscenes. I mean, oh my god, it's like you don't want to get it in the middle.
Yeah, there was some like I actually thought the Flash was pretty funny in the game.
Yeah,
he pulls up the couch with Lex Luthor, and he like that stuff was pretty funny. And the game does have some funny moments, but then there's moments that are just weird. Like, did they really need to pee on the Flash's body? I get that they're villains.
Boomerang did.
Yeah, Boomerang did, but
they had respect. They didn't. They thought it was wrong for them to do that.
And I get that the Boomerang hates the Flash, but this is another problem with the game. It's like none of the characters' motivations are explained. It's like, okay, we've never seen these versions of the Suicide Squad because
I don't like game. I don't like a game you have to get the DLCs for the rest of the story. I hate when companies do that. I don't like that for a full story. See, I don't like that.
Well, it's in my opinion. First off, it's dumb as hell to do something like that.
Yeah, I like Boomerang. He is hilarious.
It just feels. First off, you gotta wait every. It's probably gonna be 2 months.
I heard
for a season.
I heard maybe March.
Well, March is Joker. We don't know we don't know about Mr.
Is that story or just like
It's a story. It's 2 episodes.
Okay, I have to beat the game then.
Yeah, so by time the ending of the season or the ending of the year, the game would be done, is my assumption. I don't know if they'll have more content. I don't think they're going to have more content. If it turns out to be
clones, they're going to help the Justice League take down Brainiac.
Oh, they're either clones or they've been regenerated or something like that.
Yeah, they
Because
got
there was someone found a file in the game where they said that Jon Stewart is actually going to help you in missions.
Yeah, because it makes I'm like that. If you could, there has to be a way to, because like it would make logical sense to try to find a way not to make him unbrainwashed, to help you against Brainiac. I mean, look at, you should not be able to take down these Justice League people. I'm sorry, like you can't,
Right.
right? I mean, it'd be wise.
Even the boss fights were uninspiring.
Oh,
For Rocksteady, it's very disappointing. It's like everybody you shoot at them, there's no we got to maneuver or some type of like when you think about Mr. Freeze in Arkham City, that's a great boss fight
or we have to
because
use
you
the
have to sneak around
environment.
him
The
and use
environment.
your environment to take him
Yeah.
down. It's a great boss fight.
Oh, this is pure
This
shooter.
boss fight, they're all the same. You shoot the guy until he drops dead.
There's no strategy. It's no strategy. You just shoot the guy.
There's no strategy. There's no patterns to the boss fight. It's like, yeah, you could see. It's like, how did you design this game and not put any sort of creative thought into it? It's such a mess.
I think it's because the villains are not exactly creative geniuses. I don't know.
I mean,
Like
they could
Batman.
have come up with something else.
know.
Something. Instead of just shoot the green balls
I know-
for Green Lantern and
I
knock
know
him down.
Harley. I know a lot of people think Harley is dumb. Harley is actually very quite intelligent.
Well, yeah, she's supposed to be incredibly smart. Like,
Yeah, a lot of
she's
people
a
think
psychiatrist.
a lot of people think she's dumb. She's not. She's intelligent. She may play dumb, but she's really always been quite intelligent. Okay. It's
Yeah.
just-
But again, how I also question, how did she have this weird relationship with Poison Ivy when they've never had any sort of tension, any sort of relationship in the Arkham games?
I think my speculation is she let Poison Ivy free from Arkham City, from Arkham the first game. Joker did not want
Right.
that. I know Joker did not want her free because it seems like Joker doesn't.
But she
like
was
Poison Ivy.
still obsessed with the Joker. I mean, you
Yeah.
remember in Arkham City, she
And Joker's
thought
like,
she was having a Joker's baby, and then it was all
Yeah.
just
I think
like in her head.
I think Joker's like, fine, we'll release her. He could get Batman distractions. I think because I
Right.
don't know.
I don't know. The game, I mean, we'll see with the DLCs what they do, but it
Where's-
seems like they're missing character arcs. They're missing
Catwoman. Catwoman Arkham City seemed like had a relationship with Ivy, like some sort of relationship with Ivy, like not a love relationship, but they seem to know each other in Arkham City. When you play as Catwoman to confront Ivy,
Yeah, but I mean, like with Harley in this game,
maybe
she talks
maybe-
about Ivy as if they had some type of
maybe-
relationship.
maybe the Gotham City Sirens did take place at some point. I don't know.
I don't know. That wouldn't really. How would that really have worked?
Oh yeah, by the way, Robin's dead.
Yeah, pretty much everybody is dead. That is the assumption.
Even if Batman is a clone, the real Batman, to see what happens, because technically, I think he would just give up to Cal after it defeats Brainiac and be like, "I'm done as Batman."
Well, there's a lot of things. Also, too, why did the Justice League in the game? Why didn't they kill the Suicide Squad immediately? Like the Flash literally rips out Lex Luthor's heart, and then he
They could have.
toys around.
Jon Stewart
Yeah,
could
at
have done
any
it right
moment
there.
at any moment of the game, the Justice League could have easily killed them.
Because we would have no game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You have to come up with some idea of how to get around that. I mean, look at the boys. Look. I keep using the boys as an example because they have some crazy plot armor.
Look
But
what
it
Batman
makes-
just did to them. Like in the first part.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in the first part, you can kind of excuse it because he was going after the Flash.
Yeah.
But afterward, the more they kept appearing, they should have been axed.
Okay, maybe.
No, it's not teased. No, I know what he's talking about. In the Arkham Knight, the DLC with Harley breaks out Ivy. There's no mention of a relationship at all.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a DLC. It's a DLC or a pre-order bonus. The way that Harley talks about Ivy in this game, you would think that it was the same relationship as
Why-
the one that they have in the cartoon. It's
You know what's so
that's never
weird?
happened in the
You know,
Arkham games at
you know
all.
what's so weird at the beginning when you in the Justice League Hall, you go through all the villains and heroes where they keep all their their stuff, right? You see
Right.
Ivy's whatever flower, and you see the Wither's hat. I thought the Wither was dead at first because I'm like, why would they have had the Wither if he was alive?
Yeah, the Riddler's is alive. I mean, he put out the trophies,
Yeah, so I'm like,
so
why would they have the hat? Like, I didn't know that obviously when I played the
it's
beta,
probably
right?
just an Easter egg.
I was
It's kind of like the lockup room in Arkham Knight.
yeah, because I was thinking, yeah, because that would give you the impression first they're all dead, those characters, right? And they were just
Right.
monuments or something like that. But nope, he's not. He's alive.
No, he's alive. Yeah.
Kick Shark is so stupid. How do he thought he was really invisible.
No.
Oh my god, it was so. And
The game just. I would have loved to see this game if it was just a single player only game.
I kind of play
What?
like a single player. I don't play with others. I play as
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I'm going to eventually play it once everything comes out for it. But I'm still disappointed with this first half that we got. It's not something that, well, I'm
You think
glad I didn't buy it for what, like
it's
90
gonna be like
bucks here.
Cyberpunk, isn't it?
Well, Cyberpunk was broken.
Oh,
And I mean, Cyberpunk also, even though it was broken, it still was pretty good.
well, I'm gonna end it here, blinded. Thank you for coming
All
on. It's
right.
almost 12:30. I want you to
Yeah,
promote
I've been
wherever you
working
have.
this entire time.
Yeah, promote wherever you have for your next. What's your next
Yeah,
video?
so this is what I was working on. I was trying to finish the thumbnail because today I was busy. So tomorrow, Controller Chronicle, we're going to be talking about the Xbox
Oh
podcast.
yeah, tomorrow is
After a
Friday.
whole week of waiting, we'll finally know if Xbox is truly dead. Truly, yes. We'll learn tomorrow in the podcast. I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know if it's a live podcast. I don't think it is. I think it's just going to be uploaded and we'll have to listen to it. But yeah, that's going to be that's going to be tomorrow, and then Friday after like 2 weeks of editing and had to re-record. I'm putting out that video. So a new video will come out on Friday on my own channel.
Nice.
Hopefully it does well like the other videos, and a lot of people are looking forward to it. So we will see.
All right, thank you for sharing. For me, guys, tomorrow. Let's see what I have for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have 2 videos and 1 stream. The stream is gonna be in a dissect. I said this beginning of the stream is we're gonna go over Fantastic Four news with John Campia and Grace Randolph. I haven't checked Grace Randolph on Fantastic Four, but we're gonna go over that definitely with John Campia, and we're gonna talk Deadpool 3. Well, Deadpool and Wolverine, John Campia and Grace Randolph. See what they say. Yes, they both simped for it, and we're gonna go over that. So it's gonna be basically a Marvel show tomorrow on a dissect with John Campbell and Grace Randolph. Obviously, Sunday we're gonna do a dissect again on Sunday. I might want to switch it up a bit. I might not want to do Campia or Grace on Sunday. I might want to do something maybe back to Eric July, Doomcock, or Boogie, or somebody else.
We need to talk about Boogie.
I want to do Boogie.
It's getting out of hand with Boogie. His girlfriend just cheated on him.
Yeah. And Boogie, yeah. So be on the lookout for the Marvel Dissect stream tomorrow with Grace and John, and maybe we look at some Madam Reb reviews from Campia tomorrow too. And tomorrow there'll be 2 videos. Not the Madame. I call it Madame spoiler. I'm not calling it Madame. I'm calling it Madame. Madame spoiler review. That's gonna come up Friday. It's not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm just gonna basically like 5 to 7 minute video on the Fantastic Four news with the casting. That's it. And I'll tell you my brief thoughts on it, even though you might have heard it here. But I'm gonna say it in the video and upload it tomorrow for brief thoughts. Yeah. And also I'm gonna upload a dissect video also of Grace Randolph trashing Madame Reb of her review, non-spoilers, because she hated that movie. Yeah, she hated that movie.
Yeah, I was wrong.
And Blind, she went to far as saying, if Bad Girl got canned, this should have got canned. And we're gonna go over that. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, guys.
Peace.